All right. And we are live. The last word with Lord Cognito and Ebontis returns fresh off that GuardianCon 4-year hiatus before I saw this man. And oh, he's got a birthday, by the way. So make sure y'all give him a happy birthday to my man E. This is his time to drink, raise his chalice, grow fat from strength. My man, Lord Ebontis. What's going on, man?
Not much. Yep, my birthday was yesterday, so that is officially
Woo!
true. So I'm one more lap around the sun older.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like just kind of still thinking back on the past week that we had, which was just absolutely crazy. So we
Fire.
went to GuardianCon, which we are going to dig into first. Then we're going to kind of talk about the patch changes that happened. Obviously, everything that changed in the game with the Tribute Hall and the new quest that we had. And then just some general things that are just kind of out there in the Reddit world for Destiny. So a couple things to talk about, but GuardianCon going to be our first big topic. So
Yes. Yes.
basically jumping right into it. I just kind of want to get
Mhm.
your feel of just how was the experience. It's been 4 years since I've gone, so mine's kind of like a huge drastic difference. But what about you? You've been a little more fresh eyes on a trip or two.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, man, it's always good to be around your brethren and gamers, and obviously this community we've been talking about at length. You know what's been going on with St. Jude's. So, I think the first thing off the bat is definitely a fan of Orlando as opposed to Tampa. So let's just get right to that right now.
Yep.
Shout out to Rosen Shingle Creek. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Oh man, the island, the self-contained Leviathan in
Seriously.
itself. You could put like a PAX in there, you could put an E3 in there, you could put like all these little conventions in there, man. But yeah, it's truly a spectacle. And then obviously, us linking up, long overdue. This is where this thing started at. So it's always good to see the man's face. He's doing well and getting him out and about and seeing all the content creators see both of us together, which is kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? And then
Indeed.
just so many standouts, man. So many people. Shout out to all the people who came up to us, man. What's your man name? Something Monkey, Insane Monkey. That was
Insane
we was
Monkey was at Fire Team Chat.
Yeah,
Yep.
fire team chat. I mean, just so many people that just came and say, "Yo, I recognize you, Ebontis." So, "Yo, Cognito, like it blew me away." I was like, "Hold on, we here for these? Like, you here for
Yeah.
it was just humbling. Like, it's
Yep.
truly humbling." And the last thing too is just like I said, the content creators and being. I think everybody being so accessible and no ego. I mean, just chilling with Bife. That was a good moment too.
That
You
was
know what I'm saying?
awesome.
Like
That was really
that
really
was
cool.
awesome, man. Fallout plays, cool guy. I mean, the list goes on and on. Cactus, everybody, man. It just shows you when this community is together how much fun it is. And I gotta be honest with you, E. Like with Orlando, with Rosen Shingle, I could see me doing this like an annual thing, man. Like I love this venue and the way it was handled so much. And
Yep.
now we can't call it Guardian. What is it? GSX,
GCX.
GCX. So what is it? What is it?
Gaming Community Expo, I think.
Gaming Community Expo.
Trying to
I
just
mean,
broaden it up because it was a
yeah,
broader
yeah.
than just Guardian thing. Still, definitely Destiny focused. Definitely community
Mhm,
people will be there, but
mhm.
they're changing the name, giving it a little broader appeal. So
Yeah. So I mean, and the last thing is just would be just one of the coolest thing was Bungie. The accessibility. I mean, just seeing you talk to all the devs and Damage and Pinno and Blake and Deej right there, and I got a chance to talk to the producer of the raid team. The raids. I
was her
mean,
name Chelsea? Is
I
that right?
forget her name. Yeah. Oh, she was amazing.
Yeah.
Just words cannot describe how accessible everybody is, how friendly it is, how and just it's for gaming. So I can go on
Oh, I
gushing
know.
about Guardian.
We're gonna try and hit pieces of this thing for sure, but
Yeah.
like, no, I mean, for me, it was the same way. It was.
Mhm.
I mean, I went there to fanboy because that's pretty much the whole point of what you do on some of these things, anyway.
Woo!
Fanboy, meeting all the people, whether it's streamers, people on Twitter, artists that you've met,
Mhm.
get to actually meet them all in person, shake their hands.
Mhm.
I have quite a bit of art, which I'll probably show on the stream here in a little bit. Amazing artist
Mhm.
out there. Oh my god.
Oh, what's my boy name? Marcus? How you pronounce
Yep.
it?
Yeah, Brian
Woo!
Moncus, I think.
Salute.
Yeah, so there are a lot
Mhm.
of awesome artists, but then it's like, yeah, I got to talk to Bungie staff in multiple different venues, whether it was at the bar at night. I talked one guy's ear off because there was like a queue line. There was like a queue line to play Crucible for all the coins and stuff they had. And then the guy who's managing the pins that you would wager your Gambit coin for when you played Gambit,
Yeah.
he was like a performance tester.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I was talking to him about some of the most random stuff just about the game and the history, and like PlayStation 3 was like hell to develop for, and just like different things like that. I'm just sitting. I was like, I could talk to those people, just asking questions for a long time. So the fact that he just let me do that for like 20 minutes, probably just talking to him like right by the line. He's sitting there at the table, I'm on the other side, just like chatting back and forth was awesome. But yeah, met so many cool. It's like Jared, one of the producers, Lars, real quick, got just like a half a minute with him, but he was busy as hell. Deej you got to talk to Deej for half a second, which was cool. That was at the Bungie event. But Blake Battle, met him. He's one of the lead producers, Jared Burback. Both of them I met at night at the bar, and they were just like, they're awesome, just chatting. And I went up to talk, and they were just like, went straight into it, stuff they're excited for. And I think that's one of the biggest things. I'm starting with the Bungie people because that was kind of where I spent a decent amount of time, but it was.
I could see you light up around every damn. You were like kid in a candy store. Dude, I get to ask questions. It was fun. I was just watching you, bro. I was just like, this is awesome because like I go to cons all the time, and I am a little spoiled by it. But to see like you were radiating, you were like ready to dive into questions, thought process, and I was just like, let me let my man go. Let me let the cheetah work. Let me get it work, baby.
Yeah. So, but it was like from the Bungie guys. Not saying nobody else has this feeling. But from specifically the Bungie people, because they work here, their passion for the game, their excitement for what's to come, their feeling, which they know how to answer the questions when you're like, oh, well, that whole Activision split. And honestly, some of them said it right. Destiny wouldn't be what it is without Activision. They wouldn't have got off the ground. They wouldn't have had the backing to get there. But at this point, going forward, they have different ideas, so they have split. So it's like... You can't just completely knock Activision because they were a bankroll for a while. They were the producer on it. They were the distributor. They got them on PC, stuff like that all happened. So, and they were all really smart to just like remind some, and a lot of people, because there was like a Q&A part where they asked and be like, hey, good job on the Activision split. And when you sit there and you talk to them individually later, they're like, hey, it wouldn't have happened without. It's like, it's nice that they're still like, they learned a lot on both ends. It's just kind of different ideas going forward. So, but man, they are so excited about what's to come, and all of them, like I talked to a couple, and like certain things they're excited about, like cross save, huge thing in the works, like really excited for new light, and like the influx of players and some of the things they get to look forward to with those pieces are like, oh man, they're really pumped. And they all have like different pieces that they're working on. I talked to one about like Armor 2.0 and stuff like that. And they're like, dude, I can't tell you, but that and artifacts and all these systems that they're building. And this is like 1.0 of like their new world, new RPG feel. And it's stuff they just kind of want to build on top of like systems. Once they get something in place, add a little more depth, like take the artifacts and make them function, make them do things, and then make them crazier later on. So, no, I could have talked to them just for the entire weekend.
I love it. I just love watching you, bro.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, because again, I want to state another point, in reference to that, because there was that cool thing that I actually sent you to the wrong conference hall for. Yeah,
I was in a good one too. I want to watch that too later on Twitch.
Yeah, you were in like the what was the one? It was talking about like 0 hour
and Whisper. The walkthrough for that right along.
So I was in one, and it was like Deej, it was your boy Blake, it was Lars, it was Pinno, and I forgot homegirl's name, who's the producer of the Raids now.
But I could be right.
Chelsea, yeah. So in Chelsea, so basically it was literally like talking about a forum talking about expansions, from going from seasons to expansions, what they did wrong, what they did right, and what they can improve. So I'm gonna be honest, these type of things, I've gone to cons, I've gone to conventions. It's never interactive. It's just, one person, them dictating and throwing out things against the wall kind of thing. Generally, that's how that kind of stuff goes. I got to give Deej credit, because I had a conversation with Deej afterwards. I mean, when you saw when we got there, there was a mic literally in the middle of this little mini auditorium, and they allowing the fan base to come right up and literally like they were on the firing squad, but it wasn't like disrespectful or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was handled very well. I wish it was a little bit more time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like,
Hold
we were
on,
like
one aside, because I said this the other night on chat.
Go for it.
If you are ever in one of these situations, whether it's a random conference, whether it's like your meeting, like there's one person talking on stage, and it's when you're like, hey, I want to go ask these people a question. Have your act together, make it short and to the point. It's okay to thank them. I don't need your friggin' life story, and like get to the point. Because, oh my God, there were some people up there talking for like 5 to 10 minutes, and we're like,
back in '96, Destiny was the first game that I ever, and my firstborn child, and this and that, and turn with me to Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 5. And I'm like, bro, can you get to the like? There's a line of people here, dying to ask and interact with Bungie, and literally on the teleprompter, there's 3 things.
Yep.
What did we do right? What do we, can we improve? And maybe I forgot what the third one was.
I think the one was like, how was your like the change of seasons or something like that? What?
It's 3 things. Yeah. Go in, go out. Deej, and I'd like to thank all the people that made it possible. And I'm like,
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad. I'd like to thank God.
Like, they was going in.
Oh man. So like there were a couple of those, and some were a little quicker than others, but all of the ones ahead of us were pretty damn long when I got in the room with you, and I don't know how it was before I got there, but but I mean, as you said, I feel like it's like that's a rare thing to have the interactivity. And it was like a relatively smaller space. I mean, you put Bungie on a stage with like, Hall H or something, like some crazy auditorium. It's going to be a little nuts. And there probably somebody might try and get it. But everybody at GuardianCon is so passionate. They're willing to travel to buy the ticket to get in there. So there's a passion about the game. So there's a little respect for it too. So they're not going to be like, your game sucks, and like run away. It's like no one would spend the money to be in there to be that much of a turd. So
yeah, and I want to finish the point in the sense that when I spoke to Deej, because basically Deej is the one who said he's responsible for setting that whole thing up. So I just said, look, I want to give you guys credit because at the end of the day, the way I looked at it is like this. They didn't necessarily have to do that type of a setup. And my feeling is, okay, when you do that kind of thing, you risk firing squad mentality. You know what I'm saying? You risk being people with with negative energy towards you. And I said, look, maybe from next time you might want to, 1, put a time limit, 2, just basically have a little bit more structure with it, because I was just nervous for them that people might try to attack. But thankfully people did. There was a couple people that complained here and there about minor things, but I felt no one was like really on the attack. What did you feel overall with the way that was handled with the Q&A part?
I thought it was good. For when I got in there late, but when I did get in there, it was from what I listened to, life stories and stuff aside. That's like a whole separate thing. I think one of the things, especially too, when you get up in that situation, was one thing you and I both said that we would have done quicker, is to like make it short, but thank them.
First thing out your mouth, because the reason there were maybe 2 people who did it.
Yep.
And they did it well.
That I heard.
Not a lot. It was if we're gonna say maybe 12 people went up, 2 to 3 started off with "Thank you for this game. It changed my life. It's the reason why I'm here in the community." That you got to say that off top, people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree. I agree.
So that was one that we were both sitting there like kind of whispering along, and be like, dude, like just come on, like just a little elbow in line.
Yes.
But overall, like when they would talk, they would just, somebody would say, it's like, well, hey, it's like, when it comes to seasons, these things happen and this and that and the other. And they'd be like, all right, well, let's go back to this. It's like, what about, say strikes or something currently? What would you like? And they really would turn around and be like, they listened, they turned around, they asked them very specific questions, what they can look for feedback. And I mean, you have to take all of those things with a grain of salt, but when they can sit there and ask just pluck someone from the community and just be like, how do you feel about this? I mean, that's a true random poll, and they were really like listening, digging in for questions, talking like, and they weren't just like talking down to them. They were really giving them honest answers. It was honest.
So they were on the spot, bro. That to me, again, I know me and you, we go back and forth with certain things where I agree or disagree, but I could never take that away from Bungie. That is truly putting yourself in the arms of your community and saying, hey, I want this type of feedback. And to me, it started when I seen that transformation all the way back to the summits, because I said, that's unique. I've never seen other games, hey, fly you into the studio. You're good at this. You're great at this. Let's get your feedback and let's work side by side with the developers who creating each individual part of the game. Amazing, man. Truly, again, cannot salute them enough, man. But yeah, what else? So much con to talk about. Like, what else did you like?
So
man?
right after that one, we'll just kind of go in order of what pops in my head because it's all over the place. Fire Team Chat. So
Woo!
yeah, we were front row for Fire Team Chat. If you look at the picture that Destin threw out there, we're blurrily in the background, but in the front row, we're in there.
Yes.
And then shout out to Insane Monkey, he was right behind, and that was cool. Like we sat down. And like I had shirts made that had my logo on it, said Ebontis, and it worked as like for introductions for me pretty well. So everybody could kind of put the cheetah in the name to my face, which worked.
Nice.
But when like I was wearing the shirt and we were in like waiting for Fire Team Chat, I was talking to a couple of people because the bunch of guys were still there. And then I sat down as like Ebontis, and I was like, he's like, I saw the shirt, but I wasn't sure. But then I heard the voice, and I was like, oh, there it is. So yeah, he recognized me. But it was like, he even said, he's like, dude, I forgot the picture. And honestly, I did that for some, and I went back for some pictures later. But it was like, but for some of them, like if you sit there and you just get into a conversation, you're talking for real, and it's not just like, hey, let me get a selfie. It's like, hey, it's like, let me talk to you about this. You get in a conversation, trading words back and forth. Those are the cooler ones for me. It's just like when I heard there was an actor was like. There was an actor, I forget who, and I have no idea. I'll probably never remember because I don't remember the story. But they were just like, can I get a picture with you? And they're like, no, but I'll talk with you. I'll shake your hand, anything like that. Because like, what's a picture got in it? Or do you want to sit there and talk to this person that you've like wondered about meeting forever and actually have a conversation? It's like those moments are a lot of the cooler ones for me. Because like the pictures were cool, but like the conversations that I had are the ones that stuck with me more. So
no, I feel you, bro. I was just watching you in your elevator with. Absolutely hilarious. For me, it's a combination. I am picture guy. I'm not gonna lie. I like moments. I like to take advantage of. But of course, I like. That's the last word. We got to talk.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So of course I'm gonna have discussions. I had one fanboy moment that I didn't expect. You laughed at me briefly. Two. One was Paul Tassi.
Yes.
Because I never thought I would meet him. He's I consider him.
He hasn't been either. He wrote his article about it. He's never been to GuardianCon. So
that surprised me. That was his first. And again, I saw him I saw him very quickly when we first met up. But he was like doing stuff, and I was like, I ain't gonna bother him, man. He's moving around. My thing is I don't like to bother people like when they're completely in groups and they're in their own element, yada yada yada. But when we're at Fire Team Chat, which salute to those guys, and salute to Fran being back up there old times. Him and Destin going at it. That show was great. It made you realize how special. And I miss my boy Sean Finnegan too.
Yep.
That's another one I miss. And shout out to Stephen Wright. He was awesome. And I believe the other guy's name, what's his Nick? I forgot the guy that does the control. Teddy. Yep. Salute to Teddy. But back to Tassi. Yeah, man. Like, so he's there on the opposite side, first row. We're there. We're all having a good time, enjoying the content, talking Destiny, ranking stuff, a lot of community interaction. It's over. And he's there. And I'm like, Fran, I gotta go holler. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go holler. So I can't. The coolest dude.
Yeah.
The humblest dude. Like, I don't know what people have in their mind about him, maybe because their articles, if a lot of people don't agree with the article, they automatically vilify you. Like, I'm the type of person, and I told this to him, is that his headlines are so good, but if you can get caught up, but you have to read the article. Yep. And a lot of times, it literally, you think about what you're going to say to him coming up, what you think the article is going to be coming into it. Yep. And then you read it and you're like, oh no, she's actually really valid here. Very honest here. And dude, amazing discussion. Shout out to what's up, Neo Mental. The other person for me, surprisingly, this is like the crucible in me was Mercury. Mercury's, right. I'm a fanboy. I'm the dude that's on the Crucible playbook Reddit, looking at the meta, looking what's going on. Right now, shout out to him. He's got a dope one up right now about Aaron Till great roles. And what's funny is before he put up, he was like, I hesitated on putting this up because I didn't want to draw too much attention to the.
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
That's what I love because that's how I think. Part of me is like, damn, that was one of my secret weapons. I didn't want you to talk about this for the community. But the other part is he's such a scientist with everything. You know, with stats, with roles, with lenses, with views, with plus minuses, with range drop. I mean, the guy is a beast, and the work that he puts with these spreadsheets, so you can analyze for play style what you want to run with and time to kill and stuff. Tremendous. Mercules was a highlight for me, man. That was at I forgot we was at that other bar, the other spot, inside the Leviathan Rosen Shingle Creek. There's so many bars. You don't have to leave this place.
No, you can literally stay there the whole time.
Yeah, man. So shout out to him. Great discussions. And speaking of scientists, of course, the amazing Fallout plays, bro. We got come on, man.
Well, I bumped into him like 7 times.
So many
times. I was like, hey. Like, I finally got a picture with. I bumped into him like 7 times and finally got a picture. Like the last, I was like, somehow, dude, I've not got a picture with you. He's like, what? And I'm like, hadn't happened yet. And he's like, all right. Yo. So I ended up getting a picture with, because few of the people he was running with, I got a picture with him, Cammy Cakes, Drewski, and Cool Guy, all in the same picture, right there towards the end.
Dope.
Yep, all 4 of those guys, and they were all like, every one of those guys, nice as can be. Like Drewski went out to the summit recently, very good guy, of course. Like no Fallout, Cool Guy, literally last week, lives up to the name in every way. Just dude, what's up, man? How's it going? Cool Guy is Cool Guy.
Cool Guy's the coolest. Can we just say he is the coolest guy?
He is Cool Guy, definitely, for sure.
To his namesake.
And then Cammy Cakes, man, that dude has a beard that puts anything I've ever done to shame. My God, it's like it'd be like scratching my chest down here. That is some growth work right there. But no,
Continue.
Oh no, and just like all of so many cool people like in the whole community. I mean, I could like the list to go down. It's like meeting Bife. Respect for that. Like, I mean. It's like, by the way, for one, respect to Dado, because his line is insane. Talks to them all, spends the time. And even before, it's like they were like working on closing it down. He spent like an extra forever talking to as many people as he could.
Bro, the man didn't eat. And he had to be slid a donut underneath
the table. Yeah, Bife was doing the same thing. Bife was at his booth the whole time. And he's just like, hey, how's it going? Grabs a bite and comes back. Grabs another bite. And he's just like trying just out of starvation because his line never stopped. Never. 2 days, like the booth that he had, just constant. But he was taking, and we were honestly like, I was like in line, I was gonna go pop over and all, like, because he was pretty close to his line was where some of the Bungie people were, and then Lono was always around there.
Shout out to Lono.
Say no to Rage, of course. Talked to him a couple times.
Of course.
But like his line wasn't moving that fast, and I come back and you're like, it's not going that fast. But it's like you watch, and Bife was like, taking time, having real discussions, like heart to hearts with like every person coming through.
Everybody. Listen, nobody can tell me nothing about Bife, man. As far as being true blue, that man, for as high profile as he is as a content creator, he literally gives each and every person, like you said, that personal attention, and he will extend the conversation. Like he's not trying to just do it and then get you out of it. Like he's really building with you. You know what I'm saying? And it just, you feel it. Like it's just, and oh man, so many shots. I want to give him to Mylan Games, man. That's my homie too, man. Like Mylan Games, lot of respect, bro. We got a chance to chop it up a lot during that entire, you know what I'm saying, trip, and so much respect, man. We got to talk about the whole Bungie thing. That shout out. I didn't think I'd meet him. I wasn't around you, M-Tash. I was shocked I was able to pull that one.
I saw him later at the bar, but I didn't introduce myself. It was not the right time, but I saw him.
I feel it. Yeah, Tash was what's up, funny, hilarious. Of course, my personal homie, Cactus HD.
You know, I actually caught him later.
Oh, good. That's what I'm talking. So
literally, like the last morning of breakfast or something, was walking by and then walking back, and I saw him over there at breakfast. And I just like leaned over the wall in the buffet area, and I was like Cactus. And he's like, "What up, Ebontis?" He like, "Oh, what's up?" So he and his wife were having breakfast and stuff.
Yeah, yo, Cactus is the man. Yo, shout out to him. Shout out to Man at Arms. We got a chance to build. It was me, him, Mylan. So the UFC fight, that was kind of dope. We chilling, just content creators. Really lit, man. I mean, the list goes on, man. I mean, shout out to True Vanguard. I got the chance to tease him with Fallout. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So many, man.
I stood in line with True Vanguard for a while. ultra nice.
Bro.
Like people were walking up, hey, can I get a picture? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, True Vanguard. Like he's pretty recognizable. And I was just literally like the one time I stood in line on Crucible, and we'll get to some of the logistics here in a little bit, but stood in line on I just sat there and just chatted with him for a little bit. Really nice guy. Eventually towards the end I was like, all right, well, I'd be remiss if I didn't get a picture because I talked to him the whole time we went through line. And then the best part was for Crucible, I played against him and got smoked. Absolutely destroyed. So yeah, I will. I'm trying to think of anybody else, like, because there's so many.
Gothalion, Broman.
Yeah, Gothalion, but like, shout out to all of them for broke $4 million going to St. Jude's. 4 million was the over 4 is the final, if it's even a final yet. I don't know when they finish it up.
Unbelievable.
So crazy. Like that number is awesome to see. So 4 million fully complete for that one. They're still probably getting a little more. They'll trickle in over the rest of the month. So crazy brain. I think last year was like 2.7 and they were going for 3 and that's done. So they blew that away. So Gothalion, Broman, not going to say anything about it, but if you go to GuardianCon, go to the Rare Drop Awards, the late night events. I can't say what happens because
we cannot discuss that
is etiquette of attendance. But all I can say is I laughed my butt off.
Yo,
I was just rolling. Oh man, it was very entertaining. So it's one of those things you're not quite sure, but very very well done. And then they had a lot of people there. I mean, there were people like Dr. Lupo was there. You had just a lot of people. I actually ran into Lupo in the lobby of the hotel just before we left too, and just as nice as you could expect. So, all in all, very, very, like, I'm still going to not hit everybody that I'm thinking of right now.
No, we're definitely going to miss people. It was just that humongous.
Oh, it was one that I can't forget because she's coming on next week.
The Queen?
We got the Queen. We got RedQueen, an awesome streamer. She was just insanely nice. Walked up, we were by the Gamer Subs booth, walked up, started talking to her. Nicest lady, like, came up, started talking to us about streaming and like mentioned a podcast, and she was like, podcast? Like, it is funny to watch because some people make they do content or they stream, but sometimes they don't just get to, kind of just chat it up about Destiny. And like the podcast is something some people are just like like, hell yeah, like, because I mean, when like Cool Guy was on here, it's like anybody we've had on here, it's like just they enjoy talking about it, and they get off on tangents because it's just a different forum. I mean, the podcast is a different thing, and yeah, it's like she was really excited. So we confirmed she is good for next week, so she will be here. I'm pumped for that one. She may be more excited than us. I think I'm not entirely sure.
Pumped. Yeah, was really pumped. She's like, for real? I was like, yeah, we for real. Like, yeah, it was fun. Yeah, just to see. I think what it is too. I think you nailed it. I think is as a content creator, as them being content creators, like even me coming, on the last word, and I'm here. Sometimes there is a sense of relief just to, I can just talk about Destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to necessarily be working or doing any, you know what I'm saying? And I think they enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? There's something to be said. You know what I mean? And yeah, just to see, her enjoyment, and she was just so cool, like all the way through. So yeah, very thankful that she reached out, and yeah, we're definitely excited to have her on.
Yeah, so she was lucky enough to get to go to the summit, so she's up there.
Wow.
Getting the sneak. So jealous, of course, but in a good way. So for sure. That's the dream, is to get like the tap on the shoulder.
So. Get the call?
Oh man, I'd just be like, I'm done.
That's it. You made it. You made it, baby. You go up inside.
What? Like I can hang up the hat, the channel. Like there's no more videos. I did it.
Yes.
That's the mecca right there. So
yeah, definitely. Man.
Shout out to those who did get to go. So I mean, I only know of a couple, but I'm sure there's plenty who went up there. But yeah, she's gonna be coming. And then just as I'm trying to think of anybody else before we kind of move on in that section. So many. Yeah, Say No to Rage. I bumped into him to like 3 or 4 times. And then RedQueen, I think it's her husband, second to last. When we met him, he was right there next to her too. So he was really cool.
Yes.
And then just Twitter has been like blowing up for follows and tweets and things. So just the feed of GuardianCon is, I will say, for those who didn't go, I saw some people be like, I'm muting GuardianCon, man. It's just killing me. It's just because it hurts not being there.
It hurts not to be there. Yeah.
So like, yeah, if you can find a way to get there, So
you
let's
guys
talk
good.
about Rosen Shingle. We got to talk about the
Yes,
resort, man.
man.
You
Listen,
just living on a cruise ship on land, like let's just talk about it, sir.
it's the Leviathan, man. It's the Leviathan of all places. Is opulence. It is literally a resort. It's beautiful. It's then the logistics is not far from the hotel. It's literally again this self-contained mini island on land. You know what I'm saying? That you have access to everything. There's stores inside, there's multitude of restaurants, there's multitude of convention halls. The rooms are absolutely gorgeous. The pool area is amazing. I
There's four of
mean,
them.
what else can I say? I mean, even before you get into GuardianCon, and I don't know if you saw the footage I did, like just the whole arcade thing that they had set up,
Yep.
like as
Yeah,
you
the
lead in.
retro arcade.
Oh man, so amazing. And to think we didn't even go to that other side where technically TennoCon was going on.
Yeah, didn't even look. I don't even
There
know
was a
what's in
whole
there. Yeah.
that's another separate part of the Leviathan we haven't been
Yeah.
to. It's truly amazing. And then like the buffet area that like for the breakfast in the
Yep.
morning, when you come down. I mean, for the brothers trying to get the games on, you can get that gem. Ebontis ain't
Cappuccino.
make it, but I made it.
Oh yeah. You got that
I
one
got to
day.
shave him a little bit. I had to
That's
shave
fine.
him.
I had no problem with that.
It's all good. I'm teasing.
No.
But now, all jokes aside, it's like a resort. It's just all inclusive. There's everything you want is there. Like that's how amazing it's what. Now for you, like how was it? Like now this is your first, both our first experience, but your first experience as well.
Yeah. I mean, the resort was like ultra nice. I mean, you take cruise ship that has like restaurants, you have like shops and stuff like that. You have the pools, you have like late night food if you need it from that weird pizza joint. But the bars that are open, the burger
Shout out
joint,
to
all
Dano. He said I saw y'all chalices.
yes. The Mexican restaurant in there called Mi Casa Taqueria Tequila has giant margaritas the size of our head. They're huge fishbowl looking things. They're ginormous. They weren't that strong, sadly, because I had two
Yeah,
of those and I was still
he was like,
good.
I'm not
So,
even. Yeah, they
yeah,
like come up. But could
they
you
were light.
imagine if they was really lit? There'd be a lot of messy guardians in there.
Yeah, so that I will say when it came to, and nothing against the wait staff, they probably like
Mhm.
after we all left probably just were like, I'm done, I'm dead, leave me alone. But the few days that people were there, they were strapped. Unfortunately, they were just thin on
Yeah,
staff.
yeah.
Like waits were getting a little long
Mhm.
because they had way too much more than they ever expected. Like there's
Mhm.
no way, because if you have like a convention somewhere, I'm sure you take people in and they're like, hey, let's go out to eat at restaurants and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But as everything was there, and a lot of people from, the community's like, well, it's a resort, it's all here. When you turn and you have like 1,000 people show up in the restaurant area, and you have like Headwaters Lounge, the bar, and then you have the burger place, and you have Mikasa, and it is absolutely packed for hours and hours, and like
Of
no place
course.
to sit and wait, and they're just like,
Mhm.
it's just a little too
In
much.
their
So
defense, you're completely right, right? But in their defense, I think they truly didn't understand the scope of
no, I
what
don't
was
think they
really going to
knew
happen.
what Guardian Con was.
Yeah, they didn't really know, so
Mm-mm.
they didn't understand that the restaurants better be open all the time.
Yep.
People gonna be constantly going back and forth. The bars, like I remember one of those spots, like they were supposed to close up maybe like 10 or 11. They stood to like 1, 2. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we were
I
there
seen
till
them.
almost 2:30. I know.
Yeah, I seen them having to go get other people who were managerial to try to help out just at the bar. I part of me felt bad because I was like, man, like
Oh yeah,
they
they
don't
were.
know.
Mm-mm.
They don't know what this is right now. And these are bigger venues. Like, make no mistakes. These are not like small little rinky-dink bars, small little ring. No, they're fully, for the most part, functional restaurants and things that can operate independently. And for us to have, I mean, us being, Guardian Count fans, like to have this place packed to the brim, moving and shaking all the time, like I think next year they'll know. They'll understand they're gonna have to get the part timers on, get a little bit more fully staffed, that kind of thing. And the cheap. Oh man, how cheap the room. I mean, let's be real. For the
Yeah,
discount
and
that you
for
get.
what if you look up that place normally? Yeah, they'll have more
Mhm,
staff next year for sure. But if you look up
mhm,
the room rates normally, we got it for
mhm.
more than 50% off by going through Guardian Con. And honestly, like what
Absolutely.
my wife and I did, we stayed for a
Mhm,
couple extra days, and
mhm.
as long as you link it to your Guardian Con days, it's the same rate the whole time.
Ooh,
So like, so
nice.
that's why we stayed longer. It was like a couple more days in a resort in Orlando, go do like some fun stuff for a couple days.
Dope.
Hell yeah. So that was why it was like worth the extra days too. Now apparently there's like a you want to get there the day before, if not like a
Yes.
day and a half before, like the night of, like say it starts on Saturday next year, you want to get there like Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to be able to get there, settle in, hang out on
Mm-hmm.
Friday, casually be around, go pick up your badge, that thing, pick up your
Get
badge,
this
get that early.
ahead of time. Do
Yes.
not wait on the day. I mean, if you can. Yeah, I'm not shaming you. Because
No,
I
no,
know
that
your flight
was just
situation.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
But
that
if
like
you can get that. Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So travel if there's like a noon flight that gets you there at like 4 or 5, or there's a 7 a.m. Get your ass up out of bed and get there early. They will hold on to your bags, and then you can take care of all your normal stuff and kind of be there for the day and check people. And that's when people will be setting up, and that's when somebody that's like random people might be over at lunch when it's still a little quieter and it's not insane. Because this next year it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. Both days are going to be stupid bananas. So
Absolutely.
because Saturday versus Friday, that was a different animal.
Oh yeah, it's night and day. It's night and day. There's levels to this.
So I have my opinions when it comes to, and again, first time in the venue, things like that. What are your thoughts on just the con itself? Any logistical changes that you would like to see? Whether it was, like I feel like I kept, either misplacing where the damn the other stage was at. I was like, where the hell? Oh, it's finally all the way back here. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just some things like that, or signage of like, hey, you could have a sign even in front of King's Coast, like the stage where
Yeah, I
Bungie
agree.
was like, these are the times for this today, like stuff like
Yeah.
that, like any logistical things that you would throw, because I've got my couple.
Badge pickup, obviously, we just talking. Mini auditorium labeling, like you said, because again, the thing, it's a shame because a lot of these auditoriums have these cool panels. I mean, very dope, interactive, informative panels, and you really don't want to miss it. Some of them are going at the same time, so you got to make tough decisions. So if they can be more clear, because I know everything is kind of restricted to the app and their little schedule. But I think they need to be a little bit more clear, maybe on the floor by having, like you said, signs, some type of bulletin board. Hey, this is what's going on at this time here and that. So this way it's a little bit more clear. But again, for me, it's just minor stuff. I look at it as them new to a venue, the venue new to them. I think these are in all fairness, like very minute logistical changes that can literally be made and make things go 1,000 times smoother, right? So yeah, that's literally all I got. I mean, I know one that you got. I'm already gonna steal one of yours that I know you was not thrilled about. E was not thrilled about the location of the Gambit play area where you play the game.
Yeah.
Where the lines were. And then there's a second thing where, shout out to the Big Show, Marla. We didn't even talk about that.
I know. See, I told you I wasn't going to hit everybody.
Yeah. Shout out to the Big Show, Marla, who plays Eris, and just the content creators and stuff that were in the Bungie dedicated area. Now they kind of had it in the center of the convention part. And that I gotta agree with E. At first I was like, is E being too hard? I'm like, no. Because the problem now is the lines for that get so long. It starts in the center and then it starts to wrap around other content creators. So it's like blocking Bife, it's blocking other people that you want to see and maybe interact with. So they logistically have to do a little, I think aesthetically, it looks nice in pictures that Bungie's in the middle and they got the big sign and all that. But logistically, the lines, it's crazy. It's crazy to have it there. So I stole that one.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest ones was because the main reason the lines were bad. So two sides. You had the meet and greets with the devs, and then shout out to, for one, Big Show. The dude lives up to the name. He is massive. When he walked by, I was like, just like passing by, like looking. And then shout out to Morla Gorondona, who I ended up meeting one of my last nights.
Oh, wow.
I met her, yeah. So I was talking to Fran for a little bit. And then talking to him, and he was over there, like, he was like, hey, let me go say hi to Morla. I was like, I've never met her. He's like, do you want me to introduce you? He went over and started talking to her. He got in a conversation. Then I was just kind of went down and met her. And she was, like, really nice. Her journey, like, she went through and stuff. She was ultra cool. But she was only supposed to be there for maybe, like, 3 hours.
Wow.
On the days that she was doing signing and stuff like that. She
Wow.
stayed for like 6, 7. She was there so much longer than she ever was
Oh
supposed to
yeah.
be, and just
She
was
put in
talking
work.
to the fans. You'd see her like walk over, get a picture in front of them, like taking everybody over. Like she put
Hmm.
hats off to that woman because
Yeah,
for
she did a
one,
thing.
she was in heels most of the time, so her
Oh.
feet had to just be awful death. Because
Hmm.
my feet were hurting in tennis shoes, so I need
Facts.
seriously, man, need better shoes.
Confit.
Apparently, need like
Hmm.
walking squish
Oh,
shoes.
absolutely.
If I could invent a
Absolutely.
moon shoe, I would be happy about it. So so that is one side of the line. People doing meet and
Hmm.
greets. So there was like Cool Guy and Fallout and Drewski, and like they would pop people in and out for like meet and greet times in front. So that's one line from them. Then
Hmm.
you had the devs and Moreland Big Show on another side. And this is one side of the big giant box of Bungie. So those
Hmm.
lines are just like, we're going to go spew everywhere on this side of the room. The other side, which is probably the worst line,
Uh,
you're like, hey, they have a lot of booths. They were all PlayStation, so I suck at using controller. That's been
hmm.
confirmed.
Confirmed.
Oh yeah, it
Mouse
was. I
keyboard.
was like, yeah, mouse and keyboard, please. No, okay.
Hmm.
You could play Crucible and get a
Hmm.
Gambit coin, a legit
Hmm.
Gambit coin, which I stood in line the second day and barely got in that thing, which I'll explain in a
Hmm.
minute. You get a
Hmm.
Gambit coin. Once you get your coin, you can wager said coin in a Gambit match. If you win
Hmm.
it, you keep your coin, and you get a very exclusive like Bungie pin, which was pretty damn legit, but I did
Which
not do it.
I had to keep hearing about from me by the
Yeah.
entire trip. Continue.
Oh my god. Then the other side was, but if you lose the coin. And waiting in line for especially Saturday. Saturday got to be Friday wasn't as bad for whatever reason, but Saturday was
Saturday, I
just
warned you.
oh my god. So they had
Hmm.
their line in front of their booth was like cut off at like their little queue ropes.
Hmm.
Then they had like a backup area, and then they had a second backup area. Well, the fire marshals were like, where you can't stand over here, you're covering exit doors, things like that. And then you
Hmm.
couldn't, there was no place to wait to get in line. So shout out to the
Hmm.
volunteers because they had a hell of a job trying to manage this thing.
Hmm.
But we were standing in line and they're like, you can't stand here. Okay, well,
Hmm.
how do we wait in
Where do we
line?
stand?
Yeah, where do
Yeah.
we stand? Where do we wait? Where do we like, queue to queue? Like, where do we get in the
Yeah.
line for the line? They had
What
no
they
place.
say?
Finally, they just were like, come back later, like walk around the con, go. They were, and people were just standing around. So
Wow.
that was
No
while I
organization.
was in line. There was
Yeah,
no
that's bad.
organization for that.
That's bad. And so many people
Later,
can get skipped. Yeah.
well, and then later on, I went back because I was like, hey, I'll try. I was kind of close to
Hmm.
what I thought might be the front. They were emptying the line
Yeah.
a little bit. And there was
Hmm.
like a group of people that had kind of like given room to walk, but we were like basically
Hmm.
hugging the chairs on the main stage as kind
Hmm.
of close. And they're like, well,
Right.
maybe you stay here. Like when this line empties up, if we get approval to fill it back up again, we'll pull. They
Hmm.
ended up not pulling anybody who was standing up. They pulled everybody from the
Wow.
damn chairs who was sitting down. Some people
Wow.
just could have traded out in the chairs. A lot of people were waiting over there. So like everybody was just at that point, people lost their like started to
Yeah.
lose it and get pissed, and they were just like, so the people who
Hmm.
were over like some because they're like they had to stop the line and make it
Hmm.
so short. So I guess everybody
Hmm.
behind it were like, hey, go take a seat or something like that. We
Hmm.
got to shorten the line. So I guess they thought they were pulling those, but people had changed in and out. I watched people
Change.
literally
Yeah.
just sit
That's
down and get
messy.
in. It was
That's
so it was
that's
like
messy.
the coin was really cool. I wanted to try and get another one to wager, and I
Hmm.
just like I couldn't risk it, so I kept my coin and went. But it was like
I know.
the logistics of all that, and the thing about that is like if they're gonna
Hmm.
make something exclusive at their booth, which is really cool. Like if you go
Hmm.
to GuardianCon, Bungie specifically made Gambit coins, and they're like legit. They got some weight to
They're
them.
legit. They
They're
dope.
legit. If they're gonna do that, you got to manage the lines. But man, they need
Hmm.
like so many. I mean, they brought more stations than they ever have, and they still didn't even have remotely enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear you talk about because it's funny because like me again going to E3,
I'm sure that's
going
like
to the
E3
PAX
is tiny in
it's
comparison. But
funny to hear it now because it's like this to be honest, this is the main reason when I go to I don't play games because I just don't have the discipline. You know what I'm saying? To be able to really, I mean, just think about this. Look how long we were waiting for Bife,
oh, I know.
right? Okay, so now you couple that with everyone under the sun trying to play a game, trying to get queued up, and then because of the way that area is set up, again, they just didn't have the experience to set it up correctly. Whereas, like I said, at E3 or PAX, whatever, yeah, there'll be a long line, but it's structured. It goes along one path. You know where you are in relationship to how long you got to wait. Yada yada yada. This is all over the place. To hear that story that you're talking about, where people are kind of like getting snatched and randoms getting inserted based on where they're sitting, and yeah, they've got to clean that up. And I think a lot of it just comes down to inexperience. You know what I'm saying? New venue. And like you said, if they're going to do exclusive item, you've got to get a more efficient way. Oh, and the big thing, the elephant in the room. Let's be honest. A lot of these games went on too long.
The one I went to, I got my butt whooped, but it was 45 to 200. That's how bad we lost, by the way. I was number one on my side.
You did your
I
thing.
had the most kills on my team. I had like 14, but I was playing against True Vanguard, and there was one guy like 2 seats down who's another Unbroken. Like, so I was playing against a ridiculously stacked team against a whole bunch of randoms, and I was the best of the randoms, which in the world of PvP, not a great thing if I'm the best. I'm not going to be pulling a team through. I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with TV or anything like that. Not even going to try. So
no, I get it. Like I said, they've got to shorten those match times. Like if you want to, this way it's efficient. You get people in, you get people out. More people get a chance to play. Those matches went on way too long.
Yeah, they were there for.
It was a kind gesture, but just too long.
Yeah, it was kind, but I was like, I mean, that's for the coin. Like, pump them through. I know they probably cranked up the time so they didn't go through too many coins.
Yes.
But I was like, bring more, move people faster. And then the Gambit line, I guess it helped keep the Gambit line shorter. But I was like, they got to find some way to manage that. Whether it's like Gambit one, like, so that's the logistical piece for next year, I think, for them is trying to figure out how to manage all of their stations. And they had a ton. I think they had 72, maybe. They had a lot. They had a ton of them, and they still did not have remotely enough.
Yeah,
so
it was,
and it was like, it wouldn't have been, I wouldn't have been like, oh, it's Crucible. It's not a big deal. Oh, I get an exclusive emote, or I get an exclusive coin and an emblem. Yeah, of course, everybody's going to lose their mind over that stuff. So
true that. Feel your pain, brother.
Yeah. So, but yeah, logistical pieces for like the Bungie booth. That aside, like you literally, I woke up, walked downstairs, took the elevator down, got my breakfast buffet with my wife. Then we'd go back up to the room, kind of get con ready, get the backpack on. Also, the security lines, those need fixed because when I went to go get my badge the first day, there was like, hey, do you have a badge? Go through this security. Do you not have a badge? Go way over here. But I still had to go through security and then get in a second line after security to get my badge.
Put Ebontis on the logistical teams.
It's not that, like, yeah, we'll figure it out. But it's like the badges should be outside of security.
Let me make some calls. We got to get E on this panel, man. We got to get E. He's got it all lined up. He's got making you guys efficient right now, man. He's
trying to
streamline this thing.
Yes. It's not that hard. No, actually, I'm sure it's an absolute pain in the butt. But after seeing it, there's definitely room for improvement. Let's just say that.
Of course.
But yeah, like outside of
get it out now. Is it out?
I'm good.
I just want to make sure you got it all out. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things like you're in a traffic jam, you get to the end and there's nothing there. You're just frustrated as hell.
You're like, why was this?
You're like, why? And that. So.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I was like, get up and then just literally walk through the restaurant area, down the stairs and into the convention. It's like, and I don't have to go outside in Florida in the summer ever. You don't have to go outside ever. And if you do, it's probably because you have a swimsuit on. You're going to the pool.
Exactly. Amazing. I miss it already, man. I'm ready to go back.
Oh yeah, dude. Like back. The pool bar, by the way, they have like a
fire.
They have like a berry. It was like a raspberry lemonade drink. Oh man, dude, that's just like whether it's got alcohol in it or not. I can sit there and just sip on that thing for a while. It wasn't strong, but yeah, like the burgers were solid. My wife had she got like so much sushi the night she went on her own because I think it was like it would have been Friday and Saturday night, like kind of last night when we were like a little later in the con and seeing stuff. Like she was like, she took herself out to sushi and I met her and she was like, I am so full. So like sushi was legit. Headwaters Lounge was the bar. They just need like 6 more bartenders in there like the whole time we're there.
I think next year for sure logistics they'll have all.
Yeah, just this
like I'm not worried.
Yeah, just like first experience for both sides of it in the venue and the staff. Like next year, man, it's gonna be amazing. So.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Get it.
So that wraps up the world of GuardianCon, at least for now, but we'll be talking about that for forever. And I'm sure we'll talk it up a bit about with RedQueen next week. So if I forgot your name and I met you and I go back through pictures, like Siva, I know him. He's here. He helped. There's so many people I haven't even mentioned yet. So I'm sorry if I forgot your name. I'm pretty sure I shouted most of you out on Twitter, or I'm working on my Twitter tweets either way. So, but next thing. Bungie launches us more stuff on Tuesday as I'm flying home. literally getting off the plane like, oh, something is live now.
Yes.
Sir. And I hear you've been playing a pretty good amount.
Yeah, I've been this.
What have you been playing? What have you been working on?
The last everything, man. Like, remember prior to this, I'm coming. I got the E3 thing. I'm still in and out. I'm not really being able to dedicate a lot of time. And the last 4 days has been nothing but Destiny. It's been Menagerie. It's been catching up. It's finally getting my light level up. I was still really low light. So your boy getting up there now, like almost close to 750 now. Oh. I've been going hard, man. It's been so much fun. And he's in such a good place. I'm playing. Shout out to Kaibatsu. He's actually playing some comp. I had some good runs in there. Nice. Of course, I'm still doing my armory. I'm doing my just the very things. Now I want to shout out your boy Nems. And I saw you guys going back and forth with like some tweets. And it's almost, I don't ever say it's a bad thing to have a whole bunch of sources to get. But you literally have a multitude of powerful gear sources of how you're going to get there. That's why it didn't take me long once I had enough time to actually put into stuff, because between the Dreaming City and then Werner's bounties and Crucible and then your daily, it literally just adds up. You literally getting engram after engram after engram. So it's interesting to me. I'm like, wow, this is a lot of sources. You know what I'm saying? You could really get caught up. But I've been having a lot. Man, as far as the exotic quest stuff, I just started the Juju one. I'm still working on that. I still got to get a lot of my stuff. I haven't done Truth. I got to get Juju. I'm so behind. I know Lumina, you've got a great video right now. Lumina, like I'm kind of right now focusing more on the light, and then so that this way, once I do the the Lumina and all, they're gonna drop at 750.
Oh, yeah,
they're gonna be boom. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at with it. But what have you been focusing on? Because I know you've been on and you've been going. Cool.
Yeah. Too. So, if you guys have been on my Twitch chat, some of you guys are probably sleeping who catch my late ones right now. So first thing when I landed, I was trying to do my Ascendant challenge because that thing still seems to help people out. So
I always saw the comments and videos.
Yep, still going. So Ascendant was up. Those are quick and easy too. I've done them so much. Happy to do those. They're quick. And then it was jumping into Bad Juju, figuring out about the Tribute Hall, which there's a cheese. Have you touched the Tribute Hall yet?
I have touched it. I'm mad that I did because I know the cheese. And I'm like, I would have so used that.
I told my brother. Now, of all people, like you'll play more. I told my brother, I was like, for him to grind out and get like the catalyst for Bad Juju, he'd probably never do it. So I was like, if I can walk him through the cheese and he can do it, he's probably one of the few that like, okay, you and your crazy family life, y'all use the cheese, sir. Use the cheese.
Use the cheese.
I was like, use it soon though, because I don't know how long it's going to be there. But I just jumped in. I was like, all right, so what is happening? And then I was like, okay, so this is going to take currencies. How many things can you earn? Okay, so I had a decent amount of planetary materials, so I bought some of the tributes. Some of them, like one or two I had earned.
So jealous. I am so broke of materials. It's so bad.
And this is honestly for the people who wanted it quick, the content creators who want to do reviews. They paid out the rear end to get that thing fast. And then if they wanted the catalyst, they are broke. Oh my God, they're broke. So,
let's call it what it is, though. Let's call it what it is.
It's a material clean out before Shadowkeep.
Exactly. This is
absolutely what that is.
Before Shadowkeep, all you hoarders, this is literally coming for y'all. Because I'm like, yo, why is stuff so expensive? And then he's got like the spider hustle going on where if you get one, then it doubles up. And I'm just like, bro. But continue.
So that is definitely Bungie's way. And I feel like they did something like this before, and I can't remember what it was for. But I feel like they did like another inventory clean out or something like that to make you spin.
They have done this. Yep.
And I forget what it was for. But yeah, they're making you spin. Planetary materials, shards, and one that I like I had like 40,000 bright dust, and I'm down to 32, which is still a ton. So I'm not really arguing. And my shards are like 5,000. So I'm like, I'm okay. But...
they need to have a transfer system. I need to get something. You need to send me a loan.
It'd be like the shard bank. Shard bank of Ebontis.
Have that much. Oh my God.
That's just a lot. Like shards, there's not a lot of uses for shards after a while.
You don't masterwork a lot.
No.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, you don't master it. Get a guard. That's my baby. It has to get. Oh, shout out to you though. because we played, I think, before, and we was doing something like Nightfall or something, and you were like, dust off. We doing Void Burn.
Oh, Crooked
And you were
Fang.
like, dust off your Crooked Fan. I'm like, why? I haven't used Crooked Fang in ages. And mind you, I had a God roll one from Fallout mentioned. Shout out to his videos, and I showed Fallout my right. He's like, oh my god, that's the one I described in my video with the charge stat and all that and everything. So it's like backup plan. It's an amazing roll. So I get out there.
And by the way, we're running the Arms Dealer Strike, FYI, and look at how many shards Hybrid has. So,
oh yeah, y'all obscene. 61 Hybrid, really? Y'all obscene. Anyway, I don't even know how you guys. But anyway, so we running that, and I'm just like, oh, did I find my new favorite legendary heavy? Like the world, my mind just. I did not realize how great after I got over my, I was morning sleeper. So I just kind of just threw all linear fusion rifles away. And I was like, yeah, put them in. And I got to shout out, dude, I cannot let that thing out of my loadout. It is let me tell you how versatile strikes. In Gambit, bro, what I'm doing to invaders is so evil. Like it is so the distance it's worse than sleeper. Like it is pure evil. And then I got the charge time maxed out, masterworked out.
yeah.
It's got it got backup plans. So as soon as you boom,
Switch
you know what I mean?
the fire almost.
Oh
my
god. And I think I got snapshot on it.
Oh my god.
It is the quick handling death dealer. And it's powerful. And I'm running like 2 or 3 scavenger perks and reserve perk. I got like 21 shots.
Damn.
It's disgusting and I love it. So shout out to you. That is the new loadout right now. Literally the only time I don't use it is no mount. But continue, sir. Continue.
No, you're good. Yeah, what I typically use that for is the Arms Dealer Nightfall, and that's what I took you through it with. And like, yeah, I was like, the boss was dead before we got up the elevator. Like,
obscene.
Yeah,
Obscene.
The tanks die in 3 shots. I mean, I've soloed that thing enough with a Void Burn. Like, that is the way to do that one. So,
I'm rolling with E.
I have moments, not a lot, but I have some moments.
Solo content, man. He's the man.
So
for par 5, real quick.
Yeah.
He's asking. Yep. Yeah, I'll tell you right quick. Where's my baby at? Crooked Fang. Yeah, so backup plan, snapshot sites, and then I have boss spec on it, and I got charge time, masterwork roll.
That's pretty much. There's 2 other rolls in there. You don't even need to say them. That's all you need to say. So
serious, bro. And enhanced battery if I want, liquid coils with the option if I want to. It's ridiculous.
Let me just pick out all the perks that I want, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that on one. Yeah, that's a pretty amazing roll. It sounds like so. But if you ever want to run like this week, the Arms Dealer, if you want to get your want to solo a Nightfall, thing will just tear it up. So
I got to do it too. One of those triumphs or tributes. Somebody.
So there's a Nightfall. So the tributes, there is 100,000. So I'll get to that one in a second. There's one called High Roller. That one nearly broke me, but I finished it yesterday. Thank God. That video will go up some point soon because it's useful this week. And then the other one is finishing Nightfalls with using Callus themed weapons and armor. Everything in the tribute hall is using Callus themed weapons and armor. The more you wear outside of exotics, which you can use like some Callus ones, like
got a problem with this
Acreus, and then Bad Juju technically counted for what I did, so that
really
Bad Juju works as well, which was a big one. Shout out to Vagabonda with the sub for 6 months and the streak. Thank you, sir, as well. Appreciate it. So, but every single thing in the tribute hall is related to Callus themed armor and weapons. So whether it's from Leviathan Raid, Crown of Sorrow, or the opulent armor. So the menagerie armor. So you can go through and just run menagerie 5 times and pick yourself out a set. And then you'd at least have the armor. Weapons as well, you need to be using one of each. For the High Roller, you have to have a full loadout. That's the hard one. And I did it solo with match game and nearly broke my head. Like, so, no. Like, if anybody's been watching my streams, like when I've been working on this thing, my outtakes are going to be as long as my whole entire Nightfall run. There are so many deaths that I've had. But what I ended up doing, because usually what I'll need is I need some way to deal with arc
Mm.
for strikes. Because if you go match game, matching shields is important. But you have to run something from... I don't have much from the raids, so I had to run anything from Callus. And there's not a lot of options. So I have Fixed Odds, which is the new heavy machine gun, which is solar. And then I have Beloved, which is a solar sniper. And then I had Bad Juju, which counted, thank God.
Nice.
And then armor was just literally 5 pieces. It didn't matter what the hell the rolls were.
Speaking of which, I need you. Random thought. I need you. Shattered Throne this weekend. I got some weird.
Shattered
Yeah,
Throne
I got.
this week.
Well, whenever it comes back,
Next
next week. Let me know because I got some weird Ada bounty talking about do that.
Yeah, the rare one.
Yeah, so I was like, really? I never seen.
Yeah,
that
you can
before.
do a raid or a Shattered Throne for that one.
I'll be doing Shattered Throne with the master.
But yeah, the idea on the tribute hall is you'll go through, you walk up, you talk to him, and then there are about 15 that you can earn. And of the basic ones he gives you, if you have some materials, you could probably buy 2 and get your gun. You need 18 total to get Bad Juju. Now, if you go through and spend time and earn all the tributes, that's 15. So you would be really close. You wouldn't have to spend that much. And then you could probably buy like 1 or 2 and be good to go. If you want to get the catalyst, it takes 45. So that's the hard one. But when it comes to the tributes that you earned, everything is related to the Callus-themed weapons and armor. Whether it's like getting infamy while wearing those things, getting guardian kills while doing those things, while getting invader kills, while killing enemies in Gambit, while killing enemies in strikes. It's all while using Gambit-themed weapons and armor. And the more pieces you wear, the more progress you make.
I get it. I just feel it needs to be a little bit more clear. I felt confused
for sure.
Yeah, like my thing is like, okay, I like the idea of what they're trying to do. I don't like that if you're not, because I got to be honest, on PC I have not rated a lot, right? I'm not. It's just what it's been, and it just kind of sucks that, all right, yeah, if I play Menagerie, I guess I can slow grind and get a piece here and a piece there, but it takes time, you know what I'm saying? And then especially now the chess thing is out, the chess glitch is out, that's a wrap. So it's just like, now it's like, part of these trumps, like they really want you to go into these raids. Like they really want you to do all of them. And I'm just like, whew, this is going to be a slog, man. I'm going to have to get into LFGs or something. So I'm a little, I guess, this is weird because I like raiding, but I just wish I had other options that weren't so tied to everything raiding with a set of armor and, you know, and stuff not being clear. I just wish there was other things I can wear as well. It was just, I'm a little in the middle with that. And then the material stuff, I'm just pretty much, I'm complaining. There's everything I don't have, they're telling me to do. Like, I don't have materials. You got to have 1,000. Hey, keep coming back to Callus and get a discount and a 2% discount. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So
you can have the discount if you have, like, depends on, there's kind of a glitch with the bounties. I've seen some people say they got 12% in a day if you do 4 bounties on all 3 characters. You could have that done in like a week. But even if you do 1 character, it's 80%. If you do 4 bounties a day, and that's literally all you do. Some are like literally get kills, get precision kills and strikes. Right. They're pretty easy bounties. The Gambit one, I think, got me a little bit.
The bounties are pretty easy. Some of them are time consuming, but they're
You can have that done by the end of the month, and then you still have all of August to do this. So you could have your discount completely done, and that would take your wants from, like, the planetary materials. Well, I'm just saying, like, planetary materials is 20, 30, 40, or 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. You add all those up, you are talking about, like, 650 planetary materials. Right now, that's a ton. But if you take an 80% discount of that number, it might be like 100, and it's not going to be that many. And you can get 30 planetary materials a day by doing daily bounties on a planet. So those are not that hard to earn if you just want to go do some quick bounties on a planet. So if you want Bad Juju now, yeah, you're going to pay out the absolute butt for it.
Yeah,
but don't. You can wait. It's fine. This is the whole.
Do you know how much this kills my soul? You know how much I love Bad Juju. You don't realize this, right? Juju is like one of my first babies. Like that's Tolan. This is
exactly why they put it there. Bungie, what is that? The gif, like the guy who's thinking. Bungie's thinking, I'm gonna wipe out all your stuff if you want this fast. Or for those patient folks, you can wait, get that discount, and then it's going to cost you like, little pennies. Not much.
Bro, this is just pain. I go into that triumph and I see that box for my Juju, and I can't have my Juju, man. Like, it's bothering me, man. And there's no effective way to get materials, but oh, it's pain.
Do
It's
some daily bounties.
pain.
Go check out what the exchange rate is at
Oh yeah,
Spider.
Spider. I watched the video. Oh, trust me, I watched your video, sir. I watch all the tricks, all of that, and part of me is kicking myself. I should have not started it. I would have completely done this cheese. Like I did. I would have so done the cheese. Like you have no idea
Oh, I believe you.
how
And
I
most
want
people
to
would
get
have.
out of this slog. It's just a material slog right now. It's killing me right now. And I see you guys running around my baby. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I don't have the catalyst. That'll be a while. But
As long as you got it, man. That's
I
as
do
long as
have
you
the
got the
gun.
gun. And I heard it's nice, man. Nice little
So
touches. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I think I didn't test it, but I think Cross was saying in PvEP the damage gets up to like almost a 50% boost. But it is not a PvP gun. It is straight up not. It's a pulse rifle. Range is only okay. My go figure will probably outshoot it every time. But in PvE, that is where that gun is going to shine. Because killing enemies, especially low to medium level, they die and you instant refill your clip for no reserves. Now the buff works a little different. It's string of curses. It stacks up to 5.
Facts.
But while that stack is there, the higher the stack for each kill, the more super energy you earn.
Oh,
And the
so
boost,
I'm already thinking of the builds in my head.
it's like, and the damage boost is up to basically 200%. So take the gun and double your damage if you have that 5 stack right. Now, the thing about that is you can kill 5 enemies, and then if you shoot the boss, you'll be out of the stat. The buff will go away in like 4 seconds. It goes away pretty quick. And I think the catalyst extends it by like a second.
Right.
So
basically, that's the only like mini weak to it is that you're not going to use it to DPS.
you're not going to DPS a boss. No, but clearing
Everybody
ads,
else is
building
going
super.
to work. Yeah, and you're going to build that super, and then as long as you have a good energy, that's where Outbreak will still have the boss DPS thing. But for pure versatility, Juju, man, you throw some super mods in there. I'm already thinking about maybe the Nazareth, or now I know why Skull of Daya Ankara got that nerve. Could you imagine? I gotta salute the one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Halo there. So 5 seconds with the catalyst, 3.56 without.
Wow,
so
shout out
I'm
to
sure
Halo
that's
Mirror.
doing video frame math. But yeah,
Shout out to
somewhere in there.
Max PH. This running around getting materials is killing me. Thank you, Max PH. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. They gotta do something, man. They gotta give me some other options. Get some stuff than hustling with Spider every 5 minutes and seeing what's going on with him. But anyway, moving along.
But
I'm done.
That's the big thing is if you want it fast, you're going to pay out the butt for it. If you are patient and can work on your discount, it's not going to be that bad. If you just do a few daily bounties and stuff for materials, by the time you get the full discount, like even if you do it like 4 bounties a day on one character, they go work on some planetary materials. By the time you have the full discount, like 3 weeks from now, you're going to have enough materials. So
yeah, 3 weeks is a long time, bro. 3 weeks is a long time. But anywho, what else we got?
So Tribute Hall is actually really cool as well. Did want to shout that out because it's basically a firing range.
Yeah.
That's one thing is you start like unlocking the tributes, you can spawn the tributes, and they're just enemies that spawn over and over and over, and they don't attack you. So you can check damage numbers, see what. And I was in there with like string of curses, like 1 stack. Okay, what's this number? 1, 2. What's that number? 1, 2, 3. What's that number? And I figured out like just in there by myself, I was like, okay, it's a 200% boost at 5. It's like 20% extra damage per stack. So I was sitting there doing like the damage math right there just because I have a firing range for a change. So
it's nice.
That was really nice. And for people like Fallout, he's like, there are enemies in the Tribute Hall? I was like, yeah, it's like enjoy your science and research. And he was like,
oh yeah.
He had a different word for it, but he was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now you still for Guardians private matches work, but in PvE testing, like when you go see like Aztecross, be like, all right, so we're gonna go shoot Greg. And I can just shoot a dude.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it helps like fire. Everybody has asked for some type of firing testing range. And then somehow managed to put it in the Tribute Hall. That's what it is outside of all the little statues that you put in. So that's really cool.
Well done.
Lumina happened right before we left. So we haven't actually talked about that either.
Yeah, that's right.
So Lumina see a year of hand cannons, all the hand cannons, hopefully. But hey, we got a pulse rifle and a damn good one, so way to counter it. But Lumina, so they were Dylan and Cosmo were tweeting out and be like, hey, who can figure out the fun combo in PvP? Lumina shooting someone using Sturm with stacked bullets is a 195 shot. It's a one hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate support weapon.
That's the ultimate. Okay, you run, use that Drang. Okay, get a couple kills. Load that thing up with ammo. Okay, hit me with this. Bam, bam. That says literally you get two. If you're good, you can stack it. So, I mean, and Lumina for hills, it heals the other person. It gives both of you the buff, so you get extra damage. It's a very good support weapon. So if you have somebody who's maybe not, hey, I'm not so good at hitting those crits. Like, can you like hip fire the blob that auto tracks like insanity for me? Yeah, you probably can do that. Like for my brother with a hand cannon, stick him with that, and he's like, hey, I can finally play like some type. Like he wants to play a tank, which I still don't have a way for him to do that with a Titan. But if he can hold a shield, if he can like use his Lumina, turn around and buff us, and then hold a wall shield, we're buffed, and then he's giving us extra damage.
He's giving extra DPS.
That's a way to have a completely different build. So like they're starting to toe the line of like different functions of guns, not just everything doing damage. So that's probably one of like Lumina's probably not going to be like amazing for anything specifically. Support can be kind of cool, but just that they're getting into these ideas of like support classes and having a different function in a group. That is something that I see, like the RPG elements are starting to trickle in, and I cannot wait.
Dude, I mean, you literally nailed it. Like, that's just what it is, right? To me, D2, we see the experimental phases starting, right? We see them laying the groundwork for what D3 is going to eventually be. And when we were at GuardianCon, they couldn't wait you could see them gushing.
Dude, they would love to tell you, but they know they can't. But
they can't. And you know, like, I know Armor 2.0 is going to be crazy. You know, it's got so much things, man. Like, they're sitting on. And again, it's just great to see the creative process and them actually. Well, you know when we knew it was on though. When we watched the stream, we saw the energy with Luke and Mark, without Activision there, and when they finally used Bungie and the word MMO synonymous with each other, they were always scared to make that connection. Now they're saying it. Now we're gonna get those in-depth things. You can feel it, man. And Lumina and these type of things are all just dipping their foot in the water, seeing what works, tweaking. It's gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. This is great stuff to see. True support class kind of stuff. Those type of RPG tropes. Love it.
And even what Dano's sitting there in chat, he's like, this one dude kept buffing me. I was just mowing dudes with a Pulse Outlaw Rampage, just like buff, mowing them down. And like the support class in Crucible, like if you can get a couple of those, then you can go be like, man, I got a couple bullets, let's go. Hit him once, like follow him down. It lasts for 10 seconds.
In my head, bro. Let me give you one. Like I was thinking about that with Lumina, right? There's a very underrated exotic for okay, go for it.
No, yeah, there's like it might happen.
Knock it out. There's an underrated one. It's the what's that? It look like a vampire vest. Oh man, let me look at my
For what class?
It's the one
Warlock,
that you
of
put
course.
Warlock. You put the rift down, and you can see Sanguine Alchemy.
Oh, you can see through stuff.
You can see basically its radar for your entire team.
But it's a short range, but it's there, yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty effective, man. So you got that going on. I was thinking about, running that with Rift, with Bottom Tree, Stormcaller. I was just thinking so many support things you can do. You know what I'm saying? He's got the Arc Souls. Then if someone's got the Lumina, you shoot that person. You're giving that person buff. You keep getting Rifts all day because that class, once you have more people around you, your Rift energy starts to go up. So many things, man. It's just the builds in my head. I cannot wait to start putting a lot of this stuff to test, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I love when they get into this type of zone now, which is like RPG mechanics.
Yeah. So, and that was the thing. You said it right. Just like when you talk to the Bungie devs, they're like, and even if you were like teasing about, hey, this or that, and they're like, and I'll even say it too because I know they can't say it. Like, I know you can't say anything, and they're like, I know. But they're just like, they're like chomping at the bit to actually say what they want to. But that was probably the biggest thing when it came to the Vidoc was that tone. And we talked about it before. When Mark and Luke came on, that's what I said to a lot of it, is like the tone it feels like, and a couple of them really confirmed, is like their feeling of like their passion. They're almost like re-energized. Like it was from the top to the bottom in that studio. For everybody I talked to feels that way about what is to come, what they're working on. It's their baby. It's what they want to make it now. All of those things are what we get to look forward to. So, man, I can't wait for all that stuff.
Hype, man. I'm hype. The future's bright. We got to say this. Listen, I haven't been the biggest fan of the annual pass. I will say that. But we're at another peak right now. I feel we're at a nice little peak coming into Shadow. This kind of reminds me of a better version of the Warmind peak, because people don't give Warmind a lot of credit. I always feel Warmind was the start of the turnaround.
Well, that
and
like
then
introduced Catalysts, which were big too.
Exactly, bro. I don't feel Warmind gets enough credit for the turnaround, the start of the turnaround. And obviously, Forsaken that's just
the big
perfection. The big one. But yeah, they want a good thing, man. I mean, this is great content. And Opulence has been so far tremendous success so far. It's early. We're still in the middle of it, but light years ahead of a Joker's Wow. I mean, to me, that was like one of the lower points, but it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I cannot wait, to see when we roll into the keep and see how that the
Moon's haunted.
Things continue. It's haunted. It's haunted. I had to hear Eris talk that crazy talk that I want to hear.
So cool too. But like her process to get into that voice, have you ever seen her like walk herself? Like she can probably do it now, but just to walk herself into that character is definitely interesting. Yeah. So
absolutely.
So yeah, tributes all cool. We do have the Solstice of Heroes coming up. That'll be at the end of the month. That's on the 30th. So some of the Tribute Hall and then some of the Moments of Triumph are linked to the Solstice of Heroes, so you can't finish all that stuff up. Tribute Hall separate. Sorry, Moments of Triumph is what I'm talking about. And
shout
over the weekend,
shirt, though.
Yep, Moments of Triumph shirt. So as you guys are working on Triumphs, whatever it takes to unlock them, you get emblems, you get sparrows, you get ships. I think I got those. The shirt I'm close to, so close to some, not quite all, but the shirt looks cool.
I like the shirt. I like the color.
Yeah, it's like they have even a graphic of like the guy who put the graphic together on it, and then you've got the little shoulder patch for your emblem and stuff on the side. So Moments of Triumph are going to be cool. Probably have to do a little bit of everything. I do have to be Crown of Sorrow. That I still haven't done. So.
Yeah, sign me up when you're doing these raids. And you are not raid. I am present because I need to be a part of all the raid love now.
All the raid.
Yes, I got to start raiding on PC. I've been slacking. So please, whenever there are raids happening, I'll let you boy.
Fair point. But yeah, Solstice of Heroes, that we'll get info about that on the 24th, because I think it starts the 30th, if I remember correctly. And then Bungie Store has quite a bit of new stuff. So the Shadow Keep shirt. They were all wearing the Shadow Keep shirt. And everybody's like, where do you get that? And then as soon as on Bungie Day, now you can go get it. And it's like, I see what you did there.
Jelly.
But yeah, we had a patch, obviously, on Tuesday. Biggest piece of the patch was the Menagerie chest glitch is no longer there. And I wanted to shout out to Sano to Rage. That man can, he has opinions about... He can talk. At some point, hopefully we can get that man on here so we can all talk. Get on. Facts. But, when it comes to... And he actually had kind of a good point, is... Menagerie is still one of the most direct reward paths in the game. If you want Beloved, I can still go do that, and I still have to deal with the rolls, but at least I know I'm going after that. I can go after certain pieces of armor, certain weapons. One of the cool things for leveling that Menagerie helped with was okay, my class item right now is slacking. I have 3 powerful rolls. Let me go fill that slot real quick and boost the grind a little bit more. That was one of the probably the biggest things. A way to do that seems huge, but. What he actually was saying is now I can go into Menagerie and work on hey, I can go on this specific grind or this. What that does to the other content we have basically takes Menagerie and either knocks that stuff down or moves Menagerie up. It makes the other stuff hey, I want to go get the DFA hand cannon. I have no guarantee to grind that thing out, but it's or to get a roll. So like skeleton keys aren't there, so changing up like nightfalls or
Yes.
reckoning and Gambit Prime and the weapons in there are like just a mess to grind for, and those are all things they've learned from. But it's like as good as Menagerie is, even without multiple pulls,
Right.
makes other things look even worse. So I was just curious as you were like, hey, you've been leveling up your character this, recently trying to max out and stuff like that. And while you have a lot of stuff to do,
Tons
like,
stuff to do.
and you'll eventually just get some drops if you ever do want specific grinds or anything like that. How do you feel like even like compared to Menagerie, like do you feel the rest of the game is like kind of like struggling to be like, hey, it's all just like randomness? Like where do you think things compare at this point? That like, because I mean his basic idea is like a lot of like leveling systems in the game, whether it's nightfalls or strikes need it, and they've actually talked about that, so I don't know, but they need a lot of love. But those are even worse. Like, what do you feel balance in the game? Like for Menagerie is like direct path. Like I want to go straight for Beloved versus I'm going to go run a strike and get a purple, God knows what. Like, where do you feel like things are at currently right now? And what would you like to see for Shadowkeep as kind of a change? Like any, like one or two major pieces that you'd like to see tweaked for leveling, kind of direct things or paths or skeleton key chests, all that type of stuff.
I think they've been on the right direction with since Armory. When Armory hit, and then you have your your choices. You want the pulse, you want this, you want that. You pick your frame, you grind, you go. So I think that was the start of it. And Lono's not incorrect. Like you could tell the other stuff was just antiquated systems of. First of all, I'm not grinding for any of that because number one, all those weapons have like the old traits and lock. There's no random rolls on it. You made a fantastic point about skeleton keys. You know what I'm saying? Like those need to come back in the worst way so that you can guarantee that investment, right? Because if you're grinding for that, excuse me, if you're grinding for that, you definitely want that guaranteed drop. And that's what Menagerie is doing. So yeah, I mean, it's things that I think they're on. See, once I see improvement, I'm fine. They're on the path. What they need to do is the older stuff needs to be brought into those systems. That's
like
where
the
they're
film
struggling.
Wiped off and cleaned up.
It's like you got Leviathan armor and all this other stuff, right? This stuff should be brought up into, again, we talk about it ad nauseum. Older weapons, older armor with, little bit where they don't have all the nodes in them. And you look at them, you're like, why am I going to use this, right?
Yeah, even like Silicon Aroma from the Pyramidion. It's a sniper, but you don't even have the same number of perks on it. Can't get it with random rolls, and that happens for basically every Nightfall Strike weapon is the same damn way. Like,
yeah. No, I listen, trust me, I've been saying this for a long time. The only reason why I have easy on them is I'm taking some advice from my man E. It's not all, they can only do so much. They've got Shadowkeep coming, and we understand resources must be allocated and pulled off if they're going to do these things. See, I'm learning. See, I can be reasonable. I can be reasonable.
This is the best roll-in ever, just setting that ball up on the tee. And as I knock it out about the post that I saw yesterday, it's the Reddit post that we were actually both read. That I sent it to you, and you're like, I'm reading it. So when it comes to quality of life, and that's the type of stuff you're talking about. So
I know when to pick my battles. Like at
so
the end
I was
of
like,
the
but
day,
I wanted your opinion on that, like that article. If you guys haven't seen it out there, I'll post it in Twitch chat right now. But basically, what it is somebody's asking about like how are we doing on house cleaning and quality of life things, and Damage or Dylan reply talking about like quality of life and where teams can spend their time. And I wanted to see like. So for you, and as like if that's something you see as like they talk about the Mercury Sparrow versus other stuff, like okay, so what do you care about having versus not having? And when you come to a limited amount of like bandwidth for like all of the development team, what are your like what do you want to see fixed? If you had to pick like an order for like 1, 2, and 3, like obviously a Sparrow and Mercury, I don't give a crap. Like versus other things, like what do you want to see? What are your big fixes that you want to see?
This is my thing right now, and I'm gonna surprise you. I will forego all of that, and as you know, I'm quality of life.
I know where you're going.
I'm vendor refresh. I don't know, but where I'm going is this: Shadowkeep must be a success. Shadowkeep is critical because now we're bringing cross save. We're getting people to dust off Destiny because they're going to be able to play it when they want and where they want, right? So, and we're introducing Stadia, and we're introducing Redacted, which we don't know what is.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, there's another. It's cross save, and then there's Redacted. I don't know what Redacted is.
Where did I see that?
Go to the TWAB. It's at the very end of the TWAB.
Is that where that was?
Yeah, they said it blew my mind. I'm like, what are they talking about? So I was like, I didn't realize. Here we go. Yep, end of the TWAB. Your boy, Mr. Bread himself.
Redact. I don't have the foggiest idea.
Yeah, so
teams
clearly
throughout the studio are hitting Shadowkeep hard from cross save to or on seek to destroy, eliminate bugs. I'm wondering if that's just like Shadowkeep or future expansions. Are you thinking it's like cross play?
I'm not gonna go there. I don't think it's crossplay.
So what do you think that? What do you think that means then?
Oof. Oh man, now this is a hard one because there's something cool.
Is it like? Is this cool. Is this your T word that you don't say?
Nah, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
My heart. Don't do that. You know how I get about trials. I am.
I said T word. We don't say the word.
We don't say
T word.
Listen,
we don't speak his name.
We don't speak his name. We don't speak the mighty Osiris. But I look at this kind of stuff, and they got stuff cooking. I come back from GuardianCon. I've had the conversations I've had. I've asked the tough questions. You know what I'm saying? You can see them bursting at the seam, wanting to elaborate more, and they can't. So when I see that kind of stuff, I say, stuff is cooking. Good stuff is cooking. We'll have the Queen on next week, who has back from the summer, who probably can't say
anything. There's NDAs,
but she can allude to excitement levels. She can allude, because put it this way, remember Forsaken Summit?
Yep.
And even though the Dados and the MTashes, they couldn't say, I remember MTash saying, I'm telling you, you guys are going to be so crazy when this new thing. And everybody, and then that one of them ended up being Gambit. The other one, you know what I'm saying? It was just very cool things. I think they're sitting on some cool stuff. And my mentality right now, I want Vendor Precious. All the old armor needs to be brought up, Skeleton Key, all the old D1 QOL stuff that we loved is glaringly missing, right? Glaringly. And in this case, I'm pulling the Ebontis, gonna give them slack. Do not bother them for that. You worry about Shadowkeep. You keep the train moving. You got opulence. You got but hold on. See that now? This is where you got to give me credit, because when the content is good, when you put out good content like an opulence, you're allowed this. You see what happens when you put out good content? You just don't drip feed us crap. You give us strong content that we like, and then we're engaged. We give you the longest. You go ahead, Bungie. This menagerie is so good. Oh, you gave me Juju this week. Oh, Truth last. Oh, like I'm in a good place right now. That's all they got to do. They keep that up. You won't hear a peep out of me. But no, I think there's really something special happening with Shadowkeep. Honest to true, I really do. I think there's something cooking. Where's your mindset with Lano, with Say No to Rage? Where you at?
And that's kind of one of those too. Is when he talks about even things like, like raid rewards and like leveling and stuff like that. You've got like heroic menagerie as soon as you hit the triumph or you beat the boss. Like, what is the point of really like bashing your head against crazy modifiers when the rewards are, you get a chance at a sword, but okay, that was mostly it. Once you get the catalyst, especially for Izanagi's Burden, then you really probably don't have too much use to go in there. So yeah, Dizzy said one.
Dizzy, because I want to come with Dizzy, because Dizzy, you read my mind, bro. You said I need story stuff, legit stuff. I spoke to Mrs. Raid herself. I keep forgetting her name. I always forget. I'm bad.
I think it's Chelsea. If I'm saying the wrong name like 6 times, then I'm just making it worse.
Listen, Chelsea is my heart. Here's the thing. Story is critical. And I talked about, one of the things I talked to her at length. And I was like, look, where you guys knocked it out the park with a Taken King, with a Forsaken, campaign, the strikes, the missions that narratively led you to the raid, where the raid happens and now it's a continuation of said story. Beautifully done. We cannot do situations where you have, I don't want to throw Eater of Worlds under the bus or anything like that, but when you have these one-off raids or these one-off situations where there's no narrative. Exactly. Hey, easy. Don't you dare do that. So
that is just as arbitrary of a raid as any of the other random ones.
I know you not going to.
Did you see Game Informer's article?
That trash. Shout out to Game Informer. Those are my dudes.
What was number one on their list?
Oh, that was garbage.
King's Fall.
No. King's Fall. No.
King's Fall was number one.
There's only 2 raids you can say to me.
King's Fall. I won't
Last slap Wish. You if you say it's over. It's only here, but this is where they completely disqualified themselves. Yes, they had King's Fall number 1. Okay, fine. You want a rage raid? You want tough boss? I'm with you, bro. I won't fight you. But they had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to have Wrath of the Machine over both Last Wish and Vaulted Glass. Fire your staff. Fire. You do not understand what raids are. And I love Wrath of the Machine. Wrath of the Machine is a fun raid. But how dare you, game? How dare you put that over those 2 raids? So that's it. And
I had to bring that up just to get this
I know you had to start me.
So
you did this. This is the button push. This is he did it. You did it wonderfully. Yeah. So again, any one of these 3, Last Wish, Vault, King's Fall, you got them in any order. COG won't bother you. You start throwing that other stuff in there over those 3, then we got a problem. But back to the point, which is the whole narrative thing. We just got to have a reason. We need those bits. And another thing where Drift that dropped the ball is they set us up in the beginning, right? Oh, it's gonna be
one cinematic, and then one more at the end, and you're just like, or you're really over here just like tapping your fingers, like.
Exactly. It's like you can't do that, man. Like again, like they've got to do that. Especially there's no strikes in that one. There was no raid in that one. So narratively, we cannot forget those things. So I am feeling confident though about Shadowkeep. Eris is back. Hive. That's
okay. So let me ask this: will you take something like a season of the Drifter for Shadowkeep?
When you mean take, as if
will you accept that a smaller, non-wide season is like, hey, a smaller team focused to get something like Shadowkeep that we now get in the fall? Right now. I'm asking because that could possibly be like.
Guess what though? This is cool thing out right now. It's called Season of Opulence. You see how great it is?
Yeah, and another team that was a part of making that, not Bungie, and they don't have that team anymore.
That's awesome. You know what? I hear that. But I also saw, Google Stadia back the truck up on some things, and I saw some other movements and shaking there. So I'm just saying, being that the level is here, and we're here with Opulence, baby. We're here. Let's maintain it. Let's not accept mediocrity. Let's not do that. We're gonna keep the level right here. No excuses. And put it this way. I'm even willing to accept this, and you take your time with vendor refresh stuff I really want badly. I want that stuff badly. I want. Shout out to Dizzy if he's still in the chat. You know how bad I want Faction Rally right now? Ever since I came to PC, I don't have my new Monarchy shaders. I feel the way, right? So, again, that's something that I will take all of that stuff. Just give me the level of quality, give me the story stuff, and then you can backfill it and take your time, and you won't hear nothing out of me. I'm telling you, bro. That's all they got to do.
Yeah.
So, Bento, bring on my factions.
and Dizzy's got a point. It's like when you time gate story stuff, it feels weird. If you're gonna time gate a quest, like hey, here's this, then you got to do something in Shattered Throne. Like that's a one thing where like a quest is like there's different steps you may need to do. But if it's like if it's a story you want to experience, it's like reading a book. I'm not gonna read like chapter 1, set it down for a week,
tune it back up next week.
Yeah, like those are. And that's why the Allegiance quests for the Drifter and the Vanguard, those were like you could burn through them pretty quickly, kind of get the little tidbits of voiceover, but you got a little bit more out of them, and they were straight through. So and it was the 9. Those were I'm guessing they probably got a lot of crap feedback for that because it was And then they set the bar with the cinematic, and we're like, cool. And then it was like,
Mm-hmm.
then even just that hype was like dropped. We're like, is it this week? Is it this week? Is it this
Yep.
week? Like there was little tidbits of story in there, but man, breaking it up over weeks is that's when you know there was some issue of like too many people were working on other things. Whatever happened with like Season of the Drifter, there was that was the one where it was like this season. Okay, so I guess there's a question. Say that's all they legitimately could put out for that season. Whether people are working on 6 different other things, would you rather have nothing versus mediocrity? I mean, this is a hypothetical. I know, but I was like, they've talked enough about capacity and things like that. I'm trying to see for you is like, so it's like, what if they just added like Gambit Prime, and then it was like it's a quiet season. What if not every season isn't Season of Opulence? Because they had help with that one. They had help.
You know how I feel about settling.
Okay, if you don't want to settle,
mediocrity,
then do you want to not settle and get something better farther away? That's what I'm trying to ask for.
What you mean, like as far as just like wait,
timing of future seasons? Would you rather have it be
go to a 2 season instead of the 3 then?
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So you'll wait longer for
2.
better. Yeah. Okay, that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, absolutely. Because my thing is, no disrespect to the team. You know, they could have missed us with Drifter. Let's be honest. Perfect world. We could eliminate Drifter out of the equation. It sounded cool when we heard about it, but when we got to the actual function of Gambit Prime, Link to Reckoning, you know what I'm saying? No raid. You know, sometimes it was just content for the sake of content. And that's the only thing I was worried about with the annual pass setup, which is 3. Because I was like, wow, that's ambitious. They never really do stuff in the summer.
They're planning the same thing next year.
Right. And I'm like, maybe I don't necessarily have to do 3. I'll be honest. Like, that's where I'm with you.
And that's my point I was trying to get around to.
Yeah, I'm willing to sacrifice that 3rd one. I'm willing to go back to kind of
a drought.
Bro, if they'd have gave us if
it was Forge and Opulence only.
If we had a better Forge with a little better story, you know what I'm saying? Some strikes, some vendor refreshes, you know what I'm saying? And some, bro, that could have held a little bit. And then had that for the summer, I'm cool with the missing the March or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So it just comes down to, I don't want them to be so concerned of hitting a date.
Yes.
And having to make content. I'm cool with the old way of the gap as long as the quality is there. But what I'm going to say, even though you're clapping very loudly, like you're playing, I know, here you go to face, here we go.
No, but that's like, I am with you on that because like, that's what I've been, is like, if there's.
That's your overall point, I know.
But that's like, even if say it's like, it was 2, say it's a January and when did Opulence launch? June? Say if it's just January and just June. So it's like trimesters instead of quarters.
But you know what you're saying right now? We're literally seeing the expansion format of how it used to be.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm like, it's literally, they could say it's seasons, but if they do that, it'll be expansions again. But I think they're very clear based on that meeting we went to. Seasons, I'm sorry you're gonna hate to hear this. Seasons are here to stay. Yep. They are not going away. This is their new thing. So they have to find that balance. And it's going to be tough. If I'm worried about them with that respect, because I'm like, damn, they're doing 3 again. Yeah, they're getting better, but I don't know. That's the only thing. I'm not worried about Shadowkeep. I'm worried about post Shadowkeep.
Fair.
What happens in December? What happens in that March? How beefy are those? How, You gotta see.
Yeah, I mean, you got me as saying it's like one thing the annual pass has given us is like replayable. You have so many different things to do now. I mean, you've been playing Forges. You can go after those weapons. Now, Reckoning needs like throw it in the bucket, move everything around, pull it back out, bake it again. It needs, and the whole like sets and stuff like. But yeah, Reckoning is woof.
Yeah, I don't like the loop. We had a good conversation with Penno, remember?
Talked to him about Gambit and Gambit Prime. Like, and that was like, we both said, like, I'm split. There's parts of both that I like. And I think you were more on regular Gambit.
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, Thanks to you again. Shout out to that Crooked Fang. Shout out. It's something. You know what it is? I played a ton of Gambit this week, right? Regular game, and I played Gambit Prime because I wanted to get all my Gambit stuff done. I'm knocking out. There's something about regular Gambit that just is, you know what I'm saying? And it's just more fun and less. I feel stressed through Prime. I feel like it's trying to be the Trials of Gambit, but it's not really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something still. I don't know what. I really can't put my finger on it, except that when I played, I can just tell you how I felt playing about 6 to 8 matches each one. And Gambit, regular Gambit to me felt fun. And then the other thing, with the suits thing, because I have no incentive to just play one mode and grab a bunch of clothes for one mode.
And that was my big thing about. No, it's true. Like the set bonus perks only being usable in Prime,
Yes.
like no perks anywhere else, like no, like not even making Reckoning easier was like a big thing for me because I'm working in Reckoning to get these drops, and the drops that I get don't make this activity any better. It doesn't even say like in Reckoning or in the realm of the Emissary. Like even in the realm of the Emissary, you do more damage and have more like. Make your progress as you go through like build. So then when you get to 690s and all that insanity, it's like you are stronger in that activity because you put time into it. And that's one thing when it comes back to raids. Perks that actually like, I want raid specific perks on armor. I want weapons that are truly unique to the raid so there's a reason to grind them out. Not just Outlaw Rampage themed Last Wish or Outlaw Rampage themed Crown of Sorrows. Like, outside of the exotics, we do like perks for me have got to be something that comes.
Bro, they've got what happened to like stand on the callus plates and get faster reload speed, or you know what I'm saying? Remember those classic King's Fall, those classic.
Have more armor when you're in the Shadow Realm when you're running the orb in Oryx, and you're like, hey, dude, I've got the armor, I'm gonna be running it, and that makes you stronger in there. Like.
I remember Wrath and having the suit. You do, take more damage whenever
I'm sorry, I thought Wrath was trash. What?
Listen, Wrath is lit, but let's not get ridiculous. Wrath is fun. It's probably one of my most fun raids.
I was like, it had some really unique weapons. It had the double chest system.
I will say this.
From the challenges and stuff.
I will say this. I'll always give Wrath this. Wrath is one of the most fun and one of the most rewarding raids ever. As far as pure rewards, Wrath, I will definitely say that. Like it had the double chest thing. It had a thing where remember you just run the raid and you'd get the little Siva key fragment keys. So just by running it consistently, it was really cool. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the raid itself, go there.
You didn't like the Wrath raid?
No, I love the Wrath raid, but there's levels to this, brother. There's a great movie, and then there's like the Infinity War. like Wrath was like Spider-Man Homecoming or something. Like it was good, it was strong, it was like a good movie. But then you got like Infinity War. You know what I'm saying? Like you've got Endgame. Like
you're just stuck on the Vault nostalgia, and you will be forever. So it's fine.
Oh nah. You just was a baby and you didn't understand what was going on. That's what.
It wasn't my first raid.
Well, that's one problem. But
that's not a problem. I just have a wider experience on that.
Yeah, and I get that. That's cool. All I'm saying is the raid for what it did. Here we go. You can poke what you like. For what it did, for what Vault has done, weapons, rewards, bosses. The only knock you can say, oh my God, it didn't have all this tremendous narrative. It was the very first one. Can we cut it some slack? Like it was the first one. Like, okay, Last Wish, they got to look at what Vault did. Okay, let's make a story. Taken got to look at what Vault did. Okay, let's do this. But we are not going to disrespect OG of things. But I'll give those two if you like those other two ahead. Fine. But you ain't putting Wrath though. That's we gonna stop.
I still have Kurta higher on the list than some.
Oh. Father, forgive him. He has sinned.
Wow. That harsh. Jeez. Okay.
He knows not what he said.
I,
Continues.
Ebontis, of sound state and mind.
Oh man, too much raid talk. We never. Those are always great. Shout out to Fire Team Chat. Those are always fun too.
Yeah, they were going through like ranking the newer ones basically, which was cool. They had fun with that piece. So, excuse me.
Shout out to Mish 91. Rash was good, not the best. I agree. Axis encounters were pretty random and chaotic for me. Listen, I like Axis. Don't get me wrong, too. They did reuse a boss in Wrath. We ain't gonna go into that. Fought the same dude at the beginning. You fought him with the TVs again. Same dude. Siege was fun though. I like Siege.
There were
Siege.
2 bosses involved.
You ain't gonna disrespect the Gorgon.
The gargoyle? The Gorgons?
Did a little yeah. You're gonna disrespect
Those aren't
that.
bosses. That's a maze.
That's the boss. So we gonna act like Leviathan ain't have the dog. So we gonna that's we subtracting points now.
Leviathan's on the bottom. I'm not even putting Leviathan in stock.
I like Leviathan.
But again,
it's
like
different, but I like
the issue, okay, and that's I guess the thing where people give raids crap, and I think I respect Bungie. You can rank them however you want, and that's totally like opinions, preferences, experiences, first, last, all that stuff's different. I respect them for truly actually stepping outside the box, for trying different things and making themed raids for like Leviathan. It was his games and the pool.
Yes,
that's
why I like it.
I respect Crota because you have the animalistic, frantic nature of the hive, and they fit the theme. Especially the opening encounter of Crota is still one of the best.
I think, this is, let me tell you something funny now. I'm going to use your same logic against you.
Why?
Because the way y'all feel about Vault, and you say, like, we got the nostalgia, it was the first one. I feel like Crota is so overrated. Like, I never had it, because I think that was y'all first raid. So I'm like, all right, dropping the hole. And I mean, well, a lot of people love Crota, right? And I'm just like, this was very overrated to me. It was like, okay, drop into the hole, you move like molasses, 2 rooms. Like, I'm like, okay. Like, the best part is the music and the heroic aspect of the sword and everyone get in the corner and shoot your Galahorn. Okay, cool. Listen, I get it for you guys that like to be heroes. I think that's why you guys like this raid. You love the heroic moments. You love the atmosphere of going into the hell mouth and all. I get that. But if I look at that raid as a, it does not resonate with me on any level. Like, outside of the weapons to me was what saved that raid for me. Like, I really didn't like that raid. And it's mad short. But that's me. Y'all call me the rose-colored glasses.
No, I mean, and that's kind of one of those is like, but still they have tried and done a very good job of thematic raids. And I've enjoyed, like, I mean, Leviathan, you take a raid where you have like one boss, and they got crap for that. But you have different encounters that are like, you're in the baths, and you have bathers coming out, and you're cleaning them up and that stuff. You have the dogs in the gardens, and you have the gauntlet, which is this show, and like, that was I mean, Leviathan like has its whatever, but the fact that like you take people who have World of Warcraft backgrounds, you have bosses with like 10 raids that are say long boss to boss and adds in between, and you go for a thematic like.
It has a theme.
It has
collective
a story.
Theme.
Yeah,
that's why I like it. And you know what other thing that Leviathan doesn't get enough credit for? I know the knock against it is the bosses, but you know what's dope? The underbelly.
The underbelly is awesome.
Connected, bro. Yep. Like they literally did something very cool. And I thought the little twist with the boss was kind of cool. You're like, oh, you thought you beat him, and you're like, oh.
It's like, no, you still haven't.
And he's chilling there with the glass. You shoot the glass off the thing, and then come on, when he go. Well, come on, the opulence.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I like Leviathan. Like, I really do. You know, and real quick, because I know I'm getting the Crota haters are coming for me, right? So, listen, the Crota lovers, excuse me. Yagami, no, I give it up. He said, come on, picking up the sword and the epic hero music of Crota. Absolutely. Crota opening and music. I'm not with y'all on the opening part. Just the part with the dropping down and the screamings. I'm like, okay. If it did knock your socks off, like the same way you guys get excited about that. Last point, I'll give it to you.
No, yeah.
I get excited about when Vault started. You may laugh at this, right? I get excited. It was like, yo, everybody stand on the plate. And then we build in the spire to get inside. I think that was amazing. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this before. Like for you, you probably laugh at me. You probably think it's the silliest thing. I was blown. We're working as 3 teams.
Okay,
Get
so
together,
let me point that as a point of reference. How many times in Destiny 1 before you got to that raid, as you went through the missions, had you stood and waited for something to get activated while you defend a point? That to me was not a new mechanic. How many times do you like, hey, Ghost, go over here and do these things?
There wasn't 6 people doing that and no activity.
I understand the difference between it, but I'm just saying, like, the mechanics of when you start Crota is you go down, you're slowed down. You have to get to the lights.
They literally slowed you up. There wasn't no mechanic. It was just throw a whole bunch of hive in there, the little dudes, and run at you while you move at 2 frames per second. That was the mechanic. That was y'all so crazy about. And you got a little red thing over your head and it's dark. Woo, mechanics. Like, come on. All I'm saying is 3 people, 3 groups of 2 or whatever it is you split up was more exciting for me. Here we go. Whereas you are amazed by moving at 2 frames per second in the dark, and you think that's the greatest thing ever. We just will always disagree with that raid. I don't know what it is with you guys with that raid, but for me, Crota does absolutely nothing. Like, they could have eliminated Crota, I'd have been fine.
If you didn't have Crota, you wouldn't have King's Fall.
It's true. We had to kill his son to get the real raid.
Yeah, well, King's Fall was better than both of those, so that's fine.
We ain't gonna go all the way there, but I love King's Fall. We ain't gonna go all the way there. I like King's Fall.
But yeah, it's like, honestly, like, they've done a great job with raids, but I will definitely say the ones that have a story theme tied to them always give you more connection to what's going on. Like when you go through the Regicide mission, you have the sword there, then you go in, then you see giant ass orcs in the end. You're like, I killed him, but holy crap! Like those, even like just one story mission to the final raid boss, that connection was huge in King's Fall, and that's why one of the reasons it's top. So,
Absolutely.
And Last Wish, like you hear about Riven, it's talking to you as you go through. You're like falling and seeing like the scale of this giant Ahamkara dragon. It's just like those pieces are amazing. So,
Shirochi, amazing. Even Cali with everybody got to pick a little hotel room and you get inside. It's fun.
I like the vault is, once you get it, it's easy. But man, the people who figured it out the first day, God, that had to be rough. But generally, it's like, Kali and Suro, and then Swolgaroth.
Then leaving Riven with.
You're like muted right now, man.
I'm still muted. Can you hear me now?
I couldn't hear you. Yeah, you weren't hearing your volume or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Yeah, I think Last Wish is just, man. I mean, that is something else. And again, it had the story too, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing what makes King's Fall great. Just that Oryx is one of the greatest bosses ever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brian Marcus with that artwork.
Oh my God.
With that, with the scale. You got it right. That's the one you picked up. Yeah, forget it. Get it real quick. Show the people what it is. That is amazing. It literally shows the true scale of how big. Look at the Guardians in the lower corner in relation to how big Oryx is. That's a boss. And Oryx was just talking that talk too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, listen, that's what I say. If anyone says King's Fall is their greatest, I won't fight them. That's just a preference thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just what you like from your raids, and I won't fight anybody. Like that raid was truly that was a hardcore raid. That was a man's raid. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you think about it. Like when someone asked you to do King's Fall,
come on, you got to be PC. That was a person's raid. Come on, I gotta give you a person's
raid. Yeah, there you go.
That's a real raid.
That's a Guardian's raid, damn it. So it's like
put some hair on your chest or your legs. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, you stupid. That was good. So it's one of them things, man. Like you never forget who you did it with, how you accomplished it, and you knew it was a time commitment, right? You're like, oh man, we're doing King's Fall. All right, how many times? I got about 2 hours. Okay, let's go. You gotta buckle up. You gotta strap your boots on. That's what it was. Great game. They've come a long way.
Yeah. Trying to think of where this topic even started. I don't
know. We just got into a nice.
We got off onto a nice little raid rant. So
this is like a flashpoint, long point, throwback.
Always. Next week will for sure be long. So I was going to talk about. GuardianCon next year. If you haven't got your tickets, watch for the hotel blocks. If you can stay in there, do it. I've got like Patch, Bad Juju, Tribute Hall, Quality of Life. Yeah, we kind of hit a lot of them. So, what else for you in this past week? How are you? How you settling back in? Doing good?
Yeah, man. I mean, as far as like just Destiny in general.
Yeah, just Destiny. Like, as you kind of get back in, you've been playing more. How's it feel just to be like kind of sucked in? It's got its hooks in right now.
Fun, bro. Is when Destiny's good. It's the gift and the curse. It's like when it's good, nothing else exists. Nothing else exists, bro. You just sit there, and I'm just blown away like 4 or 5 hours, and it's like I still got so much to do. Like 4 or 5 hours you invest, and you're like, man, I just put a small dent in my list of accomplishments. Oh, one thing I gotta complain. I've been holding on this for weeks. Shout out to Kaibatsu. We talk about it every time we play. We gotta get this pursuit thing straightened out. It's driving me nuts. I hate the extra step, the extra click, the lack of organization. Please, if we're gonna do something like this, shout out to my UI team. You know I got love for you. I know your plate is full, but we've got to do something about this pursuits tab. It is, it's cumbersome. It's just cumbersome. Like just for me to keep track, and then if we're gonna do that, right? You know how you can track some of them? Maybe can we increase the amount we can track or something? Because I just hate hitting 2 buttons and 2 clicks to go into a sub menu to find out what milestone and what. It is such a mess, and I just want to know what I want to do next. Yeah. It's literally me planning. Like one thing about Destiny, especially a guy like me who doesn't have a lot of time, right? Time management is critical for me. I need to know how long I'm going to play, what I'm going to do, how long I'm going to do, and what I'm going to attack first. If I got to spend 20 minutes in the menus just to figure out the progress on this and then the triumph is that how much is the mountaintop grenade things I got, where's this one tied to that, and why is it not on the actual shout out to them crucible joints, right? You know what I'm talking about. When you get the crucible pinnacle weapon, you think you have the bounty in your pursuit, and then it says, oh, you complete this by doing Ascend the Mountain. Where's Ascend the Mountain at? Where's that at? So that I can see
that's them learning over seasons, because those haven't been the same. Because you had one of them that was just like progress in one place, and when you finished it, you were able to like click the triumph. The next one, the progress is tracked in the triumph because you had to get Fable 4. Another one, like this time, it's all within the pursuit bounty, which is it's tracked across all characters, but you have to pick it up on every character. So it's like like somehow the bounty, triumph, pursuit, account level quests, just please fix that in Shadowkeep.
Yes, messy.
Like I know they wanted to try something different, whether it was like whether it was in the inventory tab and there's too much things loaded, so they wanted to give you more spots. Like I was even there talking to one of the Bungie guys asking about the vault, and like if you have like 500 slots, well, it's like you load all 500.
Yeah.
Because they got to be able to look at them, or if it takes longer to load every page, then when you load, you'll have that delay. And they're going stuff from like a base PS4 with a spinning hard drive versus people with like PC and SSDs, and they have to program for all of them. And that's the point to where they have to go for that. And that's why like the newer consoles and maybe a Destiny 3, like those are those points as we talked about, whether it's 2021, whether it's 2020, whether it's 2022, like those are the bigger fixes, dedicated servers, like those are the those are the big asks and big changes that like moving pursuits from one place to another or moving vault space from here. It's like, yeah, this is going to be working on, like I was talking to one of them and they were like, I was so happy when we got rid of last gen consoles for their like performance testing and stuff like that to try and balance and work with the PS3 cell shading. Oh my God. Like
it's awful.
So there were, there are evolutions of this game. Some just take longer than others. So
no, absolutely. That's what we're hoping on it. One thing about September though that I have confidence, as much as I'm complaining, is the September DLCs always attack QOL. historically, Forsaken, like they always introduce better streamlining and QoL. So I think we're gonna get a couple of those things. And honestly, that and PvP love and just fixing on the big, fix up the house, give us, some better things to do, and just organization. Moon's haunted. I like that. So yeah, man, if they do that, we're on the right track, man. We're on the right track.
Yeah. Well, we have eclipsed the 2-hour mark.
Yes, we have.
To no surprise, GuardianCon was an hour in and of itself.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, Bad Juju's out there. If you haven't touched the tribute hall, if you want to do the cheese, go look it up. That's up to you. Yeah, but if you want to save your materials, it's very efficient. Mm-hmm. September is going to end all gamers' lives.
Yes.
Because all the games,
Borderlands,
Monster Hunter, Borderlands, which I got to play as well, that was at GuardianCon. And that's one of the reasons for the name change. Because it was GuardianCon, but Borderlands 3 is sitting there. They had Control on the back end.
Warframe was
on the other. Yep. Yeah, in the other. So I was like, Gaming Community Expo. But they do say Gaming Community. That's a nice way they phrase that. I like kind of how they did that. I like that. Mm-hmm. But September is stupid. September is so broken of a month. Like, I don't even I'm trying to figure out if I can get enough Destiny stuff done that I could potentially like stream some Monster Hunter and get ready for like Iceborne. Play that for about a week and a half, however much time I get, and then jump Destiny, because I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze Borderlands 3 in there. I don't think it's going to happen, because it's too close to Destiny, and Destiny for me is number one priority. So,
but here's the thing: even with that little, what is it?
4 days?
Yeah.
4 days for Borderlands does not feel like enough. Like, especially if you're like, oh, my friends want to go do something that weekend and I work. Like, that's one of the 4 days, and then I'm done. Like so if you have
both know
Shadowkeep.
Yeah, exactly. Me and you both know that Destiny is going to be petty, and they're gonna put some little stupid little quest or some.
Oh, that first week.
You know it. You know Destiny has shown their petty during this division situation. They have managed to get some beloved weapon or
petty. That's just marketing.
It's great marketing. Great marketing. You gotta love it.
But yeah, there will probably be. Well, that's actually one of the things I missed from Taken King was when the Taken started to invade and they were out kind of on the planets, and I don't feel like they've really done that level of something.
Yeah,
and like if the moon's haunted, like what if, I don't know, I still would love for them to occasionally just mix planets up. I want to see like the Hive roaming around on, I don't know, EDZ. Maybe they're in a place they shouldn't be. Or, you have Cabal on Titan, for example. I'd love to randomly just like log in and stuff's just like everybody flipped the script and everybody's just like moved around. That'd be just kind of a fun thing occasionally. Like, I'm going to go do bounties. What the hell are you doing here? Like, that'd be just kind of a fun way to mix it up. But yeah, that's that week before quests, especially with the timing of everything around there. They're going to want to like start the hooks. And then that's kind of where I wonder when it comes to, and they have their first Steam community article out now. I saw Cosmo put his first Steam article up. He's like, I'm out there.
Salute.
But they're going to have the transfer over to Steam, which they're going to try to make seamless. It's all from the API, so you're just going to have to link accounts, I'm sure. And then when it comes to like the New Light players, I know they say September 17th. What if they're like, by the way, New Light's free like a week early to let people kind of get into it and get ready?
You know it. You know it.
That's the type of stuff that's going to be.
They're going to start doing some stuff where the moon's accessible. You know how they do it? They give you that taste of the new content a week before. Remember it was Rise of Iron, and it was like there was the Siva thing going around.
Yep.
And people had the Siva stuff around their head, and they're going to do like Bungie's notorious for this stuff, to get the hype train rolling and to give you just a taste of the new content right before. Remember they gave us weapon changes or something a little bit before too. They always do it, man. Borderlands, I love you, man, but I'm worried where my attention is going to be.
I know where mine's going to be. And then we'll have to do the over-under on the raid. Is it 6 hours? Is it 3 days? Is it 10 days? And I think it was DCP was talking about raids. And like the timing for like Shadowkeep, I don't want to rush Shadowkeep. If it's a
Yeah, I
full
don't want to rush
expansion,
it.
if there's a story, if there's like
I
quests
agree.
and new strikes, I want to enjoy that, get some leveling up. Like the 10 days for Last Wish was nice. I still wasn't ready for the raid, but I didn't care because I wasn't forced to rush even if I wanted to. So
Right.
I want more time on that one in the fall to give it time. So, well, we got a lot to look forward to. We had an awesome time. If you have opinions, thoughts about GuardianCon, or you just want to go hang out, or you want to meet us out there at some point,
Yeah, just want to be there.
next year, it's going to be fun.
Already got my ticket, bro.
You bought the ticket already? Yeah, I need to buy mine.
I bought the ticket. I wasn't playing around. I was like, just in case it get too big, let me take care of it.
GCXevent.com.
That's right. That's right, sir. You
yeah?
get your Premier Plus now.
Get tickets.
There you
Go
go.
ahead and click over here, Premier Plus. You need to go ahead and get one of those.
Premier Plus, man.
Yeah,
all you gotta do is tell me when the hotel room.
Yeah,
box up ready.
Yeah, I'll be watching that one for sure. They usually announce kind of before.
Yeah.
And the blocks, they seem to like, as long as you're fairly early, you should be okay on the blocks. Because I mean,
yeah, they were
it's
good.
not everybody's like jumping on those. Some people did like Airbnbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad thing if you got a group. So it just kind of depends on. But honestly, like if it's your first, if it's like you're like not sure and want to go, stay at the hotel if it works, because man, everything is there and you don't have to go anywhere. You can get an Uber to the resort, spend the whole time at the con, Uber back to the airport, and never have to move, never have to drive, never have to go anywhere,
nowhere.
Cool. So,
dude, love it, man. And those rooms are nice.
Oh yeah, they were nice, cozy, good stuff. Well, it is almost 2.5, not quite, but we are definitely moving up. I know you're tired.
Yeah, it's time to crash.
But thank you guys. Episode 65 is a success. So next week, same time, same bat channel, we will have the RedQueen. We will be promoting that one. I'll get her links and info and stuff up kind of as soon as I can from her. So that one be looking forward to. You guys know you can always find this on your audio platforms. The one we did before we left, we hit like 190 some odd views with Cool Guy, almost 200. So
absolutely,
the audio is growing. So thank you guys. Cool Guy was awesome. Again, shout out to being just awesome. Cool Guy actually at the con too.
Yeah, man, good dude.
So thank you guys. But yeah, Cognito, you can wrap it up. Let them know what you got coming. You're back in the home front.
Back in the home front, man. You already know. I'm at Lord Twitter and Iron Lord Podcast on YouTube. Every Sunday is the Lord's Day, 1 p.m. Eastern. Got to switch up the guests. We had a little schedule conflict because we was going to get some developers in, but some things happened. They've had some crunch that they've experienced, and your boy Lord Cognito was very receptive and worked with the developer and said, "You know what? We'll reschedule you."
Oh, will you now? You'll make that concession for your guests.
So we're going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to bring back the saltiest gamer. He is joining us in the realm. Salty is his family's been a fan for a long time. His growth as a content creator has been tremendous. A lot of stuff to talk about that Nintendo Switch Lite. And maybe I get some people to bend the knee. We shall see.
I saw that. So what was the bend the knee wager? Because you were going straight for him.
Oh, I'm going ham. Because basically I predicted that the Switch Lite would come, and it would come at a lower price point. I was told that there's no way Grandpa Nintendo is going to discount anything, and then it'll be $300. So it came in at the nice smooth price of $200.
$200, yep.
Exactly. Which technically I won a bet, but there is no knee. I just got to scare them. Don't tell them this, y'all. I tried to get them to bend the knee and commit, but they were scared. They wouldn't take the bet. So I'm going to act like I'm taking knees on Sunday. That's what I'm going to do in the realm of the Lords. So tune in every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. You already know Iron Lord Podcast YouTube. Please check out the articles, lordsofgaming.net. My man Dizzy's in the chat. He is the editor-in-chief. We've got some tremendous articles. He's got one on EA. I put one up this morning about all you PC guys. Ryzen 3000 chipset guys. No Destiny for you. Wait until the patch comes out. Check all that stuff out, man. It's really cool. Lordsofgaming.net. We got a lot of good content. Everything, Destiny, all the things going on in the console and PC, whatever you want, we got it, man. So check us out and show us some support there. And Lords Gaming Net on Twitter as well. So that's all I got. And of course, the last word with my man Ebontis, the reunion. Woo. And the birthday boy. 4 years. It's been a minute, and it's good, yo. Happy birthday, bro. Love doing this show with you. It's always hilarious, always fun. We rant and talk for hours, and time just continues to go. But salute, brother, and I hope it is a good one.
Thank you very much. And to everybody out there, thank you for being in chat today. We had an awesome one with all
chat.
you guys. Yeah, thank you for coming in, hanging with us. We know it's a way to start your day. Some of you guys can be at work. Some of you may not be able to talk, but listen or catch it on YouTube or audio later, wherever you listen to us. Thank you for letting us fill your ear holes for over 2 hours.
Woo!
Because as always, it is, what do you call it? Long point here on the last word.
Yep,
So,
long point's back.
GuardianCon was amazing. Awesome to meet you as well. Happy to buy you that giant margarita the size of our heads. That was amazing, and just had a blast out there. So again, yeah, awesome to see you, sir. And it's not going to be another 4 years. We'll be back.
I know, next year now. That's going to be our annual thing now, guys.
We got to do it. Got to do it. So, all right, everybody. Well, you know where to find me. It's Twitch, it's Twitter, it's YouTube, it's Ebontis everywhere. You guys know where to find me. Wherever you're listening, EBONTIS. I'm the only one out there. If you look that up, you'll find me. So, thank you guys for very much. Episode 65, The Last Word for July 12th. Thank you all. And for this week's episode, it has been The Last Word.